I'm your host, Tonya TKO, just waiting for the link to populate so I could get the link out to the text notification squad. Um, yeah, so today I was inspired and I wanted to talk about this topic because while I was doing yoga, I had an epiphany. And my epiphany was about this Erykah Badu Puma pic. Okay, the link is populated. Let me get this. Give me just 1 second. I need to update the thumbnail. A B C D E E E for Erica. A B C D E. Where's the Erica picture? This is so frustrating. Maybe I named it Badu. Yeah, Badu. All right. Open and update. Save. Wonderful. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to go live on all platforms. I'm just going to go ahead and try to monetize this video real quick. Because whenever I try to send the message before it's monetized, I never remember to come back and monetize it. And then by the time we start carrying on and cursing and all that other stuff in here, the video's demonetized. Let me go back to the details. Welcome in, everybody. We're just getting started. So we're going to be talking about the picture to my right. I posted this on my Facebook page. I'm going to be opening up the phone lines because I feel like this is a conversation that warrants a phone call. It warrants damn it, what the heck? Doing all right, there we go. Add, and let me go ahead and do hashtag TKO text squad, and then let me send this out to the text notification squad. There's now over 825 people on the text notification squad. There's still a few people that haven't sent through their phone numbers, but some people heard in yesterday's video and they got their phone numbers over to me. So that's good. And more people are joining. It's really interesting. Like after we hit 800, then, all of these people, or maybe it's that I'm announcing it more. I don't know. But the text has been sent out. Let me send it out to the people on Telegram. So if you want free notifications, you can also get free notifications on Telegram. If you're not getting your text to your phone, you can also get the notifications on Telegram. So I have sent this out. Let's go ahead and get live on all of these platforms. And like I said, we're going to be opening up the phone lines. So let's get this party started. Okay. We are live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, we are live on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. As you see to my right over here is this picture that went viral, but I decided to alter it. I was stretching in yoga, and the thought just came to me out of nowhere. I said, you know what? They wouldn't have had an issue with that photo if Snoop Dogg was in the middle of it, or maybe even if it had a little hoopty in the back. So I did my little editing skills and I fixed the picture. For those of you who don't know, let me go ahead and get you familiarized with what is going on, right? I'm going to share with you these photos that went viral. Let me get the music down a little bit. Uh-oh. I got to restart my audio engine. Give me 1 second. All right. So there was a photo that went viral this past week. I don't know how many of you saw the photo, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up here. I'm just going to search for it. With a Y, Erykah Badu and Puma. All right. Let me search images. All right. So here, let me get the right screen up. Here we go. And this is going to be right here. Perfect. Okay. All right. So earlier this week, this photo right here went viral. And so I'm looking at the photo and it doesn't look like anything to me. Oh, no, they got mad saying this is inappropriate. This shouldn't be on the internet. This is a mother. This, that. You know what? You know what? We can go over to her page. Let's find her page. And I don't know if let's see. Let's go over to her Instagram page since some of you don't know what's going on. So they were crazy upset with this woman and her daughter for posing. And I was like, "What? How are they upset with the people for posing?" It's like, okay, there's so much. Let me look for, well, I don't know what her name is on Instagram. Let me do a search. Let me do a search because I saw it, but I wasn't expecting for you all not to have seen this. Puma Badu. I don't know if that's her name. Let's see. Okay, her name is Puma Curry. I don't even know if that's Erykah Badu's daughter, but here is the photo, right? All right, so I'm going to bring this over here so that you all can see. A lot of the comments have been pushed down to the bottom. You see this one person saying, I don't see anything inappropriate. They're two fully dressed women showing off their cute pants and just so happens to have cute shapes. What's the problem? At least she's not exploiting her as a baby and preteen like Brooke Shields' mom did, just to name a few. So that's one, but let's see. So you all have to, you know what? You all probably have to go there and you have to look and see. Yo, y'all haters just keep coming and viewing. There's a lot of comments on there. And because this went viral, so there's a lot of people now who have come out in support of it. One of the young ladies, listen, you know what? I'm going to show you one of the young ladies in the text notification squad. So if you're not a part of the text notification squad, I don't know what you're doing with your life. We have a group behind the scenes that we communicate with between broadcasts. And one of the young ladies there put up a picture, right? Let me find this picture for you all because she was like, she don't see the problem. Hold on, hold on. I'm scrolling. There's so many posts in here. Where is the picture? Let's see, let's see. Because she put up a photo of a woman, right? Of a young lady. Let me look inside. Let me look for 100. There's 107 photos. Here it is. Here it is. It's so small. You can't see it. It's so small. But here. So this is the photo. This is the photo. This is the photo that she put up in the text notification squad behind the scene group. And so let me see if I can make it bigger for you all. So she was like, you know, what is the issue, right? Because if a woman like this had posed the photo, there would be no issue, right? And that is what I want to talk about because I created a photo, and the photo that I created, let me get the photo up that I created for you all. Give me 1 second. So that you all can see. Because I had to ask the question on Facebook, right? And this is the photo that I created. So, as you see, it's a photo of Snoop Dogg with mother and daughter on either side. I put my name across it because, you know, because people just be taking and reposting without having the conversation. And so my question was, would there have been a problem if there was a man profiting off of their sexuality? And what I did was I posted that image on my Facebook page. We can actually go over to the Facebook page right now and take a look at some of the comments because I put this up right before I came live. I made myself a salad, which I will be eating when the phone calls come in because I'm hungry. And so let us look at the photo. The photo has 28 28 comments on it so far. So let's see what the people have to say. Let's see. So Kenneth is saying, generally speaking, so you know what? I'll read to you the description I put on here. So I said, let's see if I could get this over. All right, here we go. So I wrote, I keep telling you all, men don't see you as fully human. They see you as commodities for their pleasure to be traded, exploited, and plundered at their whims, like trinkets or Dragon Ball Z cards. Nothing proves that more than the faux outrage at WAP and this week's fake outrage over Erykah Badu and daughter Puma plump posterior pics, which men and some male-identified prisoners of patriarchy, women, decided or decried as inappropriate. When really the only thing they didn't like is that a man wasn't seen exploiting and profiting from their sexuality being used for his and their pleasure. Am I telling the truth? Comment below, share in your group. And that is the question right there. So 28 comments have come in. Let's read these comments and see what we have on over here. So Kenneth says, generally speaking, in the interim of women being treated like commodities, what are the women getting out of the deal? I concur. WAP was no more explicit than any other song. I agree. Eyes. I wish we as women knew our worth without having to be sexual, whether it's for ourselves or men. I do not believe we will ever be considered equal to men or the better sex, no matter how we express it. I inherently, let me just say this. Let me say this. A lot of us have had a tremendous disservice done to us because we were raised in Judeo-Christian communities in which sex has been bastardized, demonized, and all types of eyes, right? We are sexual beings. If it wasn't for sex, none of us would be here. Yet somehow we expect for our mothers to be non-sexual Virgin Mary type figures or the big fat mammy devoid of sexuality figures or we have this hatred or whatnot for our mother. Listen, we need to be able to be complete, full human beings. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a woman expressing her sensuality, or her sexuality. If you understand, in our Americanized cultures, our post-Victorian faux foolishness cultures that we're living in right now, right? This is just so frustrating. This is so frustrating. What's frustrating to me about this is when you look at other cultures, when you look at the hula and their dance being very hip centric with lots of movement in the central area, when girls come of age and they express and they have these fertility dances and it's a big to do in the Hispanic culture when a girl they have the quinceañera when she becomes a woman, right? But here in this culture, here in the United States, Black women, we are so hated because I remember, I'll never forget, I went to when I first got access to the YouTube space in California, there was this popular Black YouTuber and Vine star at the time. I refuse to say his name, right? But he was there with this stick of chewing gum shaped white girl. And when I asked her what it is that she did, she was telling me that she does twerk videos. And I looked at her shaped like chewing gum. And I was like, shaped like a stick of chewing gum, not a wad. She was shaped like a stick. And all I could imagine was that stick of chewing gum bending in the middle and calling that twerking. But we as Black women, our bodies are demonized in this country, so much so that people write to me and they expect me to talk down on women whining because they have a problem over here with Black women twerking. Listen, I am Caribbean American. I have no issue with a woman winding her hips. I grew up as a child winding. When I was 16, I could dance on my head. I can't do it no, you see, because I tried it. I tried it. I tried to go upside down like months ago. My arms gave out. I had no idea I'd lost. I didn't even know that required a tremendous amount of strength. But what happens is in this country, Black women are so demonized and over sexualized and over Jezebelized that anything that she does. So first of all, twerking has become centric on the buttocks only. There's no other part of the body that is really incorporated into it. And I feel that is indicative of how the Black woman's sexuality and sensuality has been stomped and encroached upon in this country. You know what? Let me just come on. Let me get some music on for you all because I don't think you all understand. Listen. Let me tell you something. If you didn't know before, I'm gonna tell you now. Look, I don't have no problem. I have no issue with any type of whining, twerking, none of that. None. Hey. None whatsoever. None. You see me? You see me? I have no issues, no problems with it at all. None. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Because you see, the culture that I was raised in is not like the culture that you all have here. Not at all. Come on, let's get it. 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 Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You see, it's like, come on, it's like the things that you all get upset about over here and the things that you all call disgusting and all this other stuff over here, other cultures don't have the same hang-ups that you all do, that we do over here. So it's like, what is the real issue? As long as there's some man exploiting the women, look, as long as there's some man in between, maybe even a shiny hoopty, because your body is seen as a commodity for his pleasure, right? You all are so silly. Your body is seen as a commodity for his pleasure. You don't have autonomy. They see you as a possession, as some sort of property where you are not allowed to be able to go out there and get your own pleasure. They feel, they don't even know, listen, I was a teenager before when I was overhearing boys talking, and I didn't even realize I was probably anywhere from 14 to 16 at the time. And I did not even realize up until that point that girls supposedly receive pleasure from intercourse. Because, you know, the boys were talking about who they were having intercourse with. And here's a person, look, I don't even know what the person's name is, but he was talking about coonery. There you go. Hey! One more person down. Listen, admins, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. So let me hold on. Listen, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for us Nubian womb holders to rise up? What is it going to take for us to stop living in the shadow of inferior behaving beings? I mean, there's so many videos that we need to do. Let me go ahead and get these phone lines open so that I can eat my salad. And Where's the phone so I can eat my salad and hear from you all? Because this is oh, here. I want you all to see this real quick. Here's a comment right here. Yet all day, every day, not becoming of being ladylike. This is from Joanna. You see what I'm saying? Ladylike. Who is creating this definition of what a lady is? Who even cares about being a lady? Why does anybody else's opinion of what a lady is and what is a lady? What is a lady? Come on. It's like here we are, these ethnic beings. Here we are, these ethnic beings living in this land under the box, the encroachment of a bland, insipid majority population. But when they do it, it's no issue. When they twerk, when they use their chewing gum, stick a chewing gum shape and make a business out of it. Meanwhile, I mean, you all saw how white girls came in and took the twerk industry, started selling classes and all this other stuff, while the people who, and it's still happening, songs, dances being stolen from black girls on TikTok, and then other girls being brought up into nationwide programs. And then they gave the black girl, who was it, Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, one of those, they gave the black girl some recognition on a Zoom call. But meanwhile, the other girl was flown out and did her damn whack ass dance, never giving props to the creator of the dance, not even thinking to, because we just give up of our gifts. People keep tagging me every day on TikTok. And I'm like, look, TikTok is not my main platform. TikTok is a boondoggle over there. And you know what? Instagram demonetized me when I put up that Derek Jackson cult video. They were like, oh, you're demonetized until January 19th. Because they said that Derek Jackson and his wife cult video went against their terms of service. Then when January 19th came, they were like, you want to earn money from Reels? You want to earn money from Reels? And I'm like, fuck your Reels. I don't owe you my content. It's like you all are profiting from my content, BITCHS. I don't have to put my content on. You should be glad. It's like we create the pop culture in this country. Black women are the inspiration. I thought about this last night because people are like, oh, so many people want to look like black women. What are you talking about? Every person in one way or another does look like a black woman because all of their features comes from us. Eve Jean, mother effers. Eve Jean. There is no feature that exists out there that anyone has that did not come through a Nubian womb holder. We are the originals. Every Asiatic eyes, every wide nose, every narrow nose, every thin lips, every golden hair. People have the nerve to tell me that I feel like I'm trying to be white by having platinum hair. I'm like, can you prove that people of brown skin cannot naturally create this hair color? Talking about I'm trying to be white. Are you mad, son? Meanwhile, I happen to come across photos of black men with blonded hair. Like Lil Wayne, for example, his hair is blonded, but I don't see people going to him telling him that he's trying to be white. Because they police our bodies, they police our hairstyle, they police our lashes. They police our lipstick, they police, because we are the originators. And then we had the nerve. You know what? I had somebody come up on my damn Facebook page yesterday, or even this morning. I don't know when they did it, but they came upon my page. Let me see if I could even find the post for you all. Because it should be here. They came onto my page to talk about some. So you all remember we did that video last night, right? And somebody came out and said, oh, here, this is what they said. And so this person was like, Tong Nam with effed up teeth and dirty feet thinks that black women don't know that they're being prostituted for white rice and giving black men the deadly, this, that, and the other. And then she's like, Interpol watching and cracking down. And the person came out and was like, how dare you make these racist comments? Hold on, let me do all comments, right? So that we can find this. Because this is on my page. You can go look at it yourself. Because all of this stuff be... Now I can't even find the comment. But the comment was on... There's so many comments now. Let's see. I wonder if I do a Control F, would I be able to find it? What was the girl's name? I didn't even remember her name. This is... Let me go back to it. Most relevant, right? So could I at least see her name? There it is. Her name is Allie. And a person came out and commented back to her and was like, how dare you make these racist comments, this, that, and the other. And I said, how dare you try to check somebody in my comments who is insulting a person who insulted her or people, her racial features? How dare you? How dare you? It's like this person had the nerve. What is this person's name? And then here goes somebody, Qualis, saying, y'all don't need defending though, LOL. Here we go. Oh, damn it. I can't even block people from here. I got to block them from the app. Don't worry. I'll get your ass. I'll get your ass. But nonetheless, when it comes to black women, people feel comfortable ragging, tagging, and dragging us. Not on my watch, mother effers. Not on my watch. I told that mother effer to keep that same energy to criticize the woman in the video. People never, as far as I can see, really ever come to the defense of black women. But they are always expecting for us to stay in line, be ladylike, cross your legs, don't do this, while people steal, pilfer, and profit from us. Come on, stop this madness. Get the F out of here. Let me get the phone lines open so I can begin to eat my salad. Here. 323-488-3149. Go ahead and send those apples through. The Cash App link is in the description. The name is just like it is here. $ Tonya TKO. I'm going to read those in a moment. So make sure that you get those apples in so that we can have a congruent show. Because as you know, when we do shows like this, these platforms don't like when we talk and are, explicit. Nonetheless, right? And Phoenix says it's easy because black men have set the tone. You can go ahead and call in while I start to listen. So I have a mix of mixed greens. I have some chickpeas, potatoes, some raspberries, and some almonds and some avocado. Because black men have You're on the air live with Tonya TKO. What's your name and where you calling from?
Listen. Hello?
Yeah, I need you to turn down the thing in the background. I hear an echo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's quite all right.
I have some chicken. Okay, I turned it down.
All right, come on, talk to me, Mama. What's your name and where you calling from?
Sharita Scott, and I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
All right, welcome. So what's your comment this afternoon?
My comment is that, what she was talking about, how she was raised, doing the wine and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm from Washington, D.C., and I'm 46 years old, right? And I'm like, I grew up shaking my behind because we had the go-go and everything. And I grew up the same way, and I read an African, about African history, African encyclopedia when I was younger. And the first thing it said that we live to dance and we dance to live. And that's in our nature. And I've been all over the world, and bodies aren't sexualized like it is here. In Europe it wasn't, because I'm a military child, and I've lived all over the world, and so I didn't grow up in a box like most black people have been, because they've
Mm,
only seen where they are.
mm, exactly. But why do you
And I was
think
always
why do you
belittled
think
because of the way
sensual
I spoke.
dancing why do you think sensual dancing is so demonized by black women in this country? Not by anybody else though.
Because it's the way, because my mom was 16 when she had me, and so I have a younger mother. But when you
Mm,
have an older mother, in the old South, they were like, "Oh no, we're not supposed to be like that. Don't let the white people talk about us. It's about us
mm,
to belittling ourselves, um for the white man. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. But did that ever
I, I,
stop? Did that ever stop the colorless man? Did that ever stop him from violating?
no, it didn't. It didn't, because they're still doing it. Because you see the guy that was beat down by the 5 cops. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And those cops were black,
Mm,
and we're still doing the stuff that we were taught.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when she's talking about everything came from us, and I tell my children, man came from our womb. In a sense, like she's saying, they came from our womb. You know, because my daughter-in-law, her mom is half white, but she's still black with my son, and so she has 3 different complexion children. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Because
no, I don't know
you
what you're
know
saying because I don't know how a biracial person is black. That's one of those remnants of slavery that needs to be done away with. Biracial
right,
is
but
biracial, but
see
go ahead.
how she was brought up. Her mother, her mom, her grandmother is white, and Miss Mary, she grew up in a community of black people, and she raised her kids um, around their black family, and so they're still white, like, you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
they
go
don't
ahead, go
they
ahead.
don't have the memories that we have, understand. And Miss Mary is not trying to be black, but she respects the
Hmm.
black side. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, they don't know, but they respect it, is what I say about Miss Mary.
Well, I mean, you would kind of have to if you can't really be welcomed with open arms into the white community, you know?
No, she couldn't, and I'm telling you, she had all her children are half black, and so she has 5 children, um, and all of them by one was by a different one, and then the last 3 was by a different black man, and she had issues with growing up, and she came down south, because she's from up north, from Philly, but she came down south to Florida, and her oldest son was arrested trying to come into his house, because it was on the quote unquote white side of town.
Okay.
And she had to get off of work to get her son out of jail and say, well, he lives here. And so, so all her children are half black, and so they have the black experience. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the mixed
Yeah, they're not
children.
going to have the black experience with a white mother, but that's fine. I want to get back to the topic.
Okay.
We really need to get away from telling biracial people that they have a black experience if they're raised in a black neighborhood.
Well,
The
they
prox
weren't raised in a black
the
neighborhood. They were raised in a white neighborhood, being racially profiled.
You said that
Half
they were
black,
raised
being
around the
racial
black
profiled
family,
in a
so the
white
black
neighborhood.
family lived in a white neighborhood.
Yeah, because
I
of
see.
who their mother was. She's a white lady, so she's gonna go to the white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
You said that she was raised around the black family. That's what you said.
Yes, she raised her kids around the black family, but and then she moved into a different neighborhood where her kids were profiled, because they were in the black community, in a white community, being black.
You mean
But that's
biracial?
another
Yeah,
subject.
that sure
You
is.
know.
That sure is. Because you know what we do as black women, I just really want to state this. We black women in particular, because of how slavery went down and how we were forced to incorporate,
Mhm.
biracial children into the fold of blackness.
Right.
But those same biracial children in the bastard colorism is the bastard of racism. And
Yeah, it is.
those biracial children were then still pitted against the darker skinned, and it's a completely different experience. It's a completely different
I
experience.
think when because I'm lighter skinned, and so what happens is you have the darker skinned people look at me different, and what Oprah says. Well, they were still slaves, even though you have the dark skinned kids, dark skinned people in in on the farms, but you have the light skinned women in the house, but they got raped first. That's all. Only
We
difference is,
don't.
they got raped first.
They're the product of rape. We don't know who was raped first because they were the product of rape.
Exactly. That's what she was saying.
All I'm saying is that
We
we as
all
black
we
women,
all got raped.
right? But see, the thing is, and I don't want to get hung up on this. It's just that this is a point of
Right.
contention, right?
Mhm.
Because what we do is we accept all of these people into the fold. We fight for all of these people, and when all is said and done, you're still at the bottom. Their
Exactly.
children, their
We are,
children, their
and
children
I do
compete.
understand
Excuse
that,
me, their children
because
compete
people
against yours
looked at me,
and
and
get these. Their children compete against yours and get better favor because they're more aligned with the European phenotype. They have proximity and access, and yet we're still being asked to be considered same when it's not the
right,
same. Everybody else is able to vie for their position, except for black women,
right,
except for Negroid black women. We are forced. Listen, nobody who's trying to force white women to accept biracial children as white. We
right,
do not do that
exactly.
to the white community, but to the black community, we are the garbage piles that anybody can come and pick from, come into. Even the trans people started with our community first.
They did. They did, and the thing is, I have two boys. I didn't have any girls. I had two boys. I prayed for the boys. I only wanted boys, but I raised my sons to be strong for our community, because my oldest son says that we're all growing up in a patriarchy, but only a matriarchic system are doing better. And we should look at those matriarchy systems. And when he said to me that, I was like, you know what, you're correct. We're growing up governed by white men.
We're not only governed by white men, we are in a patriarchy where men
Right,
are
exactly.
exalted regardless. So black men are exalted above black women, right?
Right,
We're in a patriarchy. And in
right. And
this
see,
patriarchy under white supremacy, there have been
mhm,
studies that have been done that the first people, the woman most likely to be married in the black community are the ones who are lighter complected. And as she gets browner and browner, she's least likely to be married to a black man. So we're dealing with
and
a plethora of different things in our community.
right. And see, like I said, I'm lighter skinned, and see, my friend would be like, "Oh, you're so light skinned," and I'm like, but why is that so pretty? Because I've just been light skinned in my later years. I got lighter as I got older, and so I was darker, and in my family, it was shunned.
What was shunned?
My dark skin. And then I look at my skin, I wasn't even that dark. I was just darker than them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I went through that colorism in my lifetime with my family.
All right. Well, listen. I'm glad that you were born and raised in DC and that you danced to go-go music and that you didn't see
Yes,
any
I like to
issues
shake my
with.
behind.
Yes, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Yeah, that call went into many different places. There's so many things to talk about. There's another call coming in. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi Tanya, how you doing? I'm just calling really quickly on my break. I'm watching you. I love watching you while I'm working. First of all, I'm calling from Miami, Florida. I'm a huge fan of
Welcome.
your
Tell me
work.
your
I
name again.
love um what you do for our community as women. I love the way you encourage black women to be strong and to stand up for themselves and to stand up for something. I'm more so from the hood of Miami. So
What's your name,
previous
dear?
caller, I can't really relate. Go ahead. I'm
Tell me your
sorry.
name.
My name is Jasmine.
Jasmine. Okay, from Miami, from the hood. So you're like from Opalaka?
I'm from Liberty City. I'm currently living in North Miami. What you know about that,
Let me tell
Miss
you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I nonetheless, you go ahead. You finish talking. You finish talking. Go ahead.
Tanya? First of all, I'm a light skinned woman as well. Not to make it about what the last caller was talking about. My experience and the way I think is very different. Um, my light skin, I'm always an advocate for dark skinned women, for my dark skinned sisters. I have dark skinned family members. I'm not with the colorism. I'm not with the pinning the women against each other for the colors and different things. I'm not a fan of that. We're all black women and we all need to stand together to overthrow patriarchy, to overthrow the BS, to take a stand for being the carriers of the womb, as you say. You got me taking that now. I'm like, listen, I'm a
Mhm.
carrier of the womb. You ain't finna play
Mm.
with me like that.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
um, in relation to what you were talking about, I'm sorry if I'm calling without full knowledge because I did catch you towards the middle of it. From what I
Mm.
was seeing, you were discussing the situation with Erykah Badu and Puma and them and their
Mhm.
picture and the way people are perceiving them and making comments about them. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, personally, here in Miami-Dade County, there's a lot of Hispanic people. Can I just be honest for one quick
Yeah.
second, Miss Tanya?
Yeah.
One quick
Mhm.
second.
Yeah. Be honest.
It's a lot of Hispanic women down here. A lot of things that they do has been adopted, copied, and pasted from black culture.
Mm.
Now they wear lashes, they get the baby hairs, they wear the same outfits we do. They style themselves into basically be a form of us, but I guess because they're of a different race and they get the preference and things, they feel like they're doing black better than black. Is how
Mm.
I feel about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Dancing, dressing provocative, or showing our bodies is always a stigma when black women do that, especially even
Mhm.
down here in Miami. You'll get the
Mhm.
Hispanics talking about you in Spanish. They think you don't know what they're saying. You'll get the old school people who are like, oh, put some clothes on, baby, cover yourself up. In a way, I agree with what the last caller said as far as it being ingrained in us by the old heads per se. You're
Mhm.
always taught coming up. I grew up as a PK, a pastor's kid. My mom died early and my aunt took me in. She was a pastor's wife and her husband was a minister. So
Mm.
coming up, it was always the word says this, the word says that. Cover yourself, dress modestly. Make sure your dresses are below the knees and your breasts aren't showing. Oh, Jasmine, put a camera so long because I'm heavy chested. Oh, you're showing your chest. I'm not trying to show anything. I'm just heavy chested and the shirt just fits the way it fits. We're
Yeah.
always deemed sluts, whores,
Mm.
um, sexual beings in a negative way when we're displaying
Mhm.
that part of us. That's a part of our culture. If you do the
Mhm.
research on African cultures, our deities, our ancestry, dancing is not only a part of our culture, it's a part of healing the body. It's a part of dispelling
Mhm.
negative energies and evil spirits. If you believe in that, that's who we are. And it's always okay when someone else that's not us does us. When someone
Mm.
else that's not us dances, gyrates, they put on the clothes, they do the TikToks. When they do it, it's okay. The minute a black woman stands strong in her blackness, in her sensuality, in her spirituality, and knowing who she is, it's a problem.
Mhm.
Personally, I don't think it's anything wrong with what Erykah Badu and Puma did. It depends on how you want to look at it as far as them showing their behinds. Some women are curvy. They're showing
Mhm.
themselves even when they're not technically trying to show themselves. When you have hips and curves and breasts and buttocks, it just shows itself without even being warranted. I
Mhm.
think people are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill.
Mhm.
Stop policing black women's bodies. Let's start with
Yeah.
that. Stop policing black women's bodies. Stop telling us how to dress, how to dance, how to look, how to wear our hair, how to wear our nails, whether or not we should be natural. Do we need a relaxer? Stop policing black women, period. No other culture
Mhm.
does that to their people. These Europeans can dress and dance and carry on how they want to. Indians, Asians, everyone else. When black women decide to stand strong in ourselves, all of a sudden we're a problem. And that's not a
Mhm.
problem. That's our power, Miss Tonya. And that's all I
Mhm.
wanted to say. I'm not going to keep your line too long. I love you. I adore you. I watch you every time I catch you. I'm going to be a part of the text notification squad now that I'm getting more acclimated into the different things that you have. I'm so interested in it. I adore you to the moon and back. I send all of your stuff to my friends and colleagues, people that I care about, because I
Mhm.
believe in what you're doing. I'm gonna start sending some cash outs probably with my next check. Miss Tanya, you know time's a little hard, but I do want to also give as well. I adore you. I love you. I love what you're doing. I'm not gonna keep you, my love.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you,
I
Miss
know, listen,
Tanya.
I know growing up in the hood of Miami, I know you know how to dance. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yes, ma'am. You know it. You know it. And I'm a no nonsense person, Miss Tanya. You ain't gonna do like they say, piss on my head and tell me it's raining. I stand for
Mm.
myself. I don't care how nobody around me feel about it. I do me.
Mhm.
I'm locked. My hair is locked. I'm a free former. You understand?
Yeah.
I do me. I present myself in the world in my originality and in my blackness, and I don't care who don't like it. I'm unapologetic about it.
Thank you. Thank you
Period.
so much,
You welcome,
Cassie.
my love.
All right. Have a great one. Whoo, yeah. Mm. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa. Hey. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say.
Huh. This is like really not a topic that anybody should be complaining about. If they do, it's because they have an issue with black women. And it's so sad that men are like they are. If they show their asses or do whatever, we don't care. Why do you have to care about us so much? And I believe it's because the passport broke, sugar honey iced tea is not all what it's built up to be. Because if it was, you would move on and shut your mouth. But no, you got to keep grabbing at what's behind you. And my daddy always said, you worry about what's in front of you. Only worry about what's behind you when it's dangerous. And I've never known a black woman to be dangerous.
Well, I'm glad that you did call in because there were a few people in the comments who wanted to remark on some of the statements that you made during your last phone call when you were like talking about how you're a DoorDash delivery person and that when people see that you're a black woman that they have, issues with you and you were like, I'm not like regular black women.
Yeah,
People
I'm not. I'm
well,
just one of those. I've been saying all the things you say in all your videos for over
hold on, hold
49
on.
years.
Hold on, because people wanted to know what you meant by you not like regular black women.
Well, not like regular black women is a fact that my daddy taught me a lot. My mom didn't do a lot of teaching to me when I was going through my cycle. I mean, when I was about to have my cycle, she would actually say, pull down your panties. So I was reared by a black man. And that's why I'm not like regular black women. I have a man's point of view really instilled in me. I have philosophy of men. And that's why I said I love my black women and friends. The one thing I wouldn't do is let anybody talk about them. But I noticed that I don't do the same things they do. And sometimes they take it as masculine. I'm not masculine. I'm very feminine. But I think that men should stop what they're doing. And when I speak on that, I'm speaking directly to them. And I speak in that
Well, the
demure,
question the question is, what is a regular black woman?
a regular black woman is one who actually has been instilled with values from her mother.
Hmm. So see, I want to explore this a little bit more because we were talking about DoorDash, and you were saying that they wouldn't tip you once they saw that you were a Black woman. What does that have to do with being instilled from the mother? Because the way you made it
Okay.
sound, the way you made it sound as if, you're good, you're nice, you're not like a regular Black woman. So why are they not tipping you?
Okay, well, when it comes to DoorDash, I've been around a lot of female DoorDash drivers. And they say, the older women who are like me, they actually say they don't get tipped by Black men either. And they curse them out or leave
Wait,
their food in a tree, something like that. Yeah. I've actually seen one do it. She left his
hold
food in a
on.
tree, took a picture.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
So in terms of the commentary you were making about the whole
It was about
DoorDash
DoorDash.
delivery and all of that, you said you're not like a regular Black woman. What does that mean? A regular Black woman is somebody who leaves your food in the tree or curses you out when you don't tip? Is that what a regular Black woman?
Exactly. I'm even one of those ones who, if someone's staring at me, I don't have a problem with people staring at me. I'll say hi to them, or if they say hi back, I'll ask them, "Is there a reason why you're staring? Does my hair look nice today? Does my skin look nice?"
So
And they'll
so
go, "Why are you asking me these questions?" And I said, "Because you were staring. I just want to know why. Because if it is one of those things, I want to improve on it so that it'll be even better."
so a regular Black woman is a Black woman who will curse you out for staring at her.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh,
And when I say regular, that just means that they haven't found their phenomenal quality inside of themselves to not get upset when someone's staring. When I'm staring at
so you
someone,
see,
I take it to another height. I would say, "Oh, I love that lipstick," or "I love your hairdo," or "I
Vanessa,
love those."
Vanessa, we need to talk because there's so much problematicness embedded in your sentiment. There, you see, you're calling in to talk about how much you love Black women, and you our girl. This is Vanessa from the Text Notification Squad, so we know her behind the scenes, right? We've had intimate sharing moments together and opened up behind the scenes and all of that. So I'm telling you with love that there is problematicness in your statements, Vanessa. There's problematicness.
Well, Tonya, it may actually be the man's side, like I said, from my dad thing. And I'm really talking about regular women on a man's point of view because, as I said, men aren't they don't have comprehensive skills. So when someone is talking about modern women, they take it and they spread it across the spectrum. Every Black woman, regardless of her age, regardless of what she looks like, she's a modern Black woman. So
Right.
I'm really
And
talking about
so,
regular
see,
Black women as in what they presume
this is what
that
I'm
is
saying.
something negative.
Oh, Vanessa, dear, you have male identified ways inside of you that you must rid yourself of. You have aligned with these toxic talking points, and then you're like, well, I'm not like a regular Black woman, like those attitudinal Black women that'll curse you out and don't know how to be cool. You are taking up these negative stereotypes. They're embedded in you, and you are repeating them out, and I'm repeating them back to you, and I want you to hear what you're saying.
Okay, tell me how this is, I mean, aligning. I want to know what you mean when you say aligning. Because when I hear you say aligning, it's like I'm lining up with the man.
Yes.
And that's not, and if it, well,
You
okay,
know
well,
what? I think,
maybe
listen,
regular
listen,
Black
listen.
women
I want you to
was
listen,
a
please.
statement that
Vanessa,
wasn't.
Vanessa. I need
Mm,
you to listen to hear, not just to respond. Hear what it is that I'm saying,
okay.
okay? This is what you're saying. You're saying, based on the feedback that you've heard from men painting a broad stroke of Black women, that you have in your mind separated yourself from a regular Black woman based on the feedback of men. So you have identified with what it is that they're saying and say, well, you know what? That's not me. I'm not a regular Black woman. I don't have that type of attitude. I'm a good Black woman. That's why you should tip me. I'm not like those other women that are attitudinal and have all these attitude issues going on. I won't curse you out like a regular black woman, based on very little information. This is what you're saying. And you have to soul search to figure out, how did you become aligned with those thoughts? Because you are repeating back their talking points, and you have, in the same way that white people, I remember when I was in
Mhm.
college, my
Mhm.
very first boyfriend, we were at a hotel, that we were traveling, and we stopped at a hotel, and there was all of this food there for the continental breakfast, and we had a long
Mhm.
drive ahead of us. So I have the Tupperware, and I am putting food inside the Tupperware. My
Okay.
boyfriend made me stop. He was like, the white people are looking at us, right? And he didn't want
Mhm.
us to seem like regular black people. He didn't want us to
Mhm.
stand out like black people among these white people. So he made me
Okay.
stop taking the food. And when we got a few hours into our drive up the road, you know what he said to me? He was like, Tonya, um, can I have some of that food that you took and put inside the
I knew you
Tupperware?
were gonna say that.
So I'm like, so this is like the same thing that you're saying.
I get what you're saying now.
You have been so lambasted by the black male gaze that you are now contorting yourself so you could be like, I'm not like those black women. I'm a black woman like this.
Okay, well, Tanya, well, maybe it was the word choice. Well, I'm going to actually let you know now that that's not how it was with me. I mean, in me, what I more than likely meant was the norm. What they considered the norm,
That's the same thing
what
I'm
they
saying.
considered the norm.
You know what? I need you to jump into the comments and let people in the comments explain this to you. Are you in the Telegram group? Because maybe the ladies there can explain it in a way that I'm not able to, that you just don't really seem to be able to get.
No,
Because
I get what you're saying, but
you're repeating
I
back to me what
understand
I'm
what you're
saying
saying.
to you.
I've been indoctrinated. I've been indoctrinated,
You
but that
have, and you
may
don't see
actually,
it. You don't
huh?
see it. You don't see it.
Yeah, I've been indoctrinated until some of the things, but you also remember I told you that I was raised with three brothers. So that's what I said, when you getting raised by your father and you are raised with three brothers and a sister who couldn't walk or talk, sometimes you do lean toward some of the things they say, but I understand what you're saying. It is a negative in me, but as I go through my therapy, I'm working through things. So that
Okay.
this is something that hasn't come up yet, but that's something I may actually have to talk to her about Monday morning when she
Yes.
calls me, so I can
Yes.
try to figure this one out, because no one ever said anything, and that's why I like calling and talking to you, because you are spot on when you hear something. Your listening skills are like the best listening skills I've ever heard,
Well, thank
because
you.
you go back and you tell people what they have said. And I'm writing this down, Tanya. Every time I talk to you, I write stuff down because I want to bring it up with my psychologist.
Okay. Well, you know what? Mention to your psychologist that you feel that you're not like regular black women, and then
Oh no, I
explore.
just wrote that down.
Explore what you think a regular black woman is, and dig deep into how you've been indoctrinated into
And
being
she's
male
excellent.
identified and the male identified image or version of black women. All right. Everybody give a
Yes,
round of applause for Vanessa's courage. Thank you so much for calling and opening yourself up. Thank you.
no problem. Thank you, Tanya. I love you, and have
Lo-
a good one.
Love
Okay.
you too. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I tried to turn her volume down from my end. I'm sorry if it was too loud. I have to work on those volume levels, so my bad on that. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Megan from Tennessee.
Hey, Megan from Tennessee. Talk to me.
Hello. This is an interesting topic, and I'm just gonna start off. I guess. So I'm a young woman. I'm like 31 years old, and like my history. Hold on, how I'm gonna put this. I feel like I've been like the good girl for most of my life,
Mm.
and I've tried to like listen to men and see like what they really look for in a woman and how you should carry yourself, and I was always in my head. I had a real tough mother, and she would shame me a lot about looking presentable, not doing certain things, dressing a certain way, carrying myself a certain way. And so when I started dating and going into relationships, I'm thinking like, okay, well, if I carry myself this and this exemplifier, well, goodness, I can't even think of the word. But if I carry myself in this
Exemplary.
manner, to, yes, thank you. If I carry myself in this manner to where I'm respecting myself, and I'm not like so called like the other caller was saying, like these other women, then I would get that quality of man. And so I end up, what kind of really did it for me, because I was listening to a lot of women, who shame black women, and tell them how they should dress and how, this is what makes a woman. And and I'm listening like, okay, well, this, I'm doing those things, but I'm still feeling like stuck within my own self, like to the point where I don't feel like I can express myself sexually or sensually, whether it's like in a dance or, a just even in things that I say. So I'm very reserved, and I hated it because I want to be free. I want to feel free. I want to
All
feel
right.
like,
Well,
okay,
listen,
well,
stand up with me right
my
now.
bad.
Stand up. Stand
I'm
up
sorry.
with me, Megan. Come, let me put on some music for us. Let me put on some music. All right. Stand up with me. Stand up. Stand up. All right. Can you
Hold
hear the
up,
music? Can you hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
You hear it? Okay, here. Come with me. Move to the left and the right and the left and the right and the left and the right, and move left, right, left, right, left, right. Come on, come with me now, Megan. Come on, you can turn around and look at yourself in the mirror and go left, right, left, right. Let the bumsy go. Let the bumsy go. Hey, 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 let the bumsy. Hey. Hey. Let the bumsy move round and round. Come on, Megan. Come on. Are you doing it, Megan? Come on. Look at yourself and let it go round, 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 round. Hey!
That was so fun. Thank you.
You really have to just reconnect with your inner feminine divinity.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to really learn what being a woman means to you. What does femininity mean to you? How do you want to express yourself? Who is it that you choose to be? Because when you're on your deathbed and the clouds are closing in over you, and you realize that you only got a few more moments to live, and you look back over your life, it's you who's going to be there shuddering, because your father and all of these other men, they're going to be gone. But you are going
Right.
to be there with yourself. And what did your life look like? Men don't let anybody get in between them and their pleasure. They take their dicks and they slide it and wipe it anywhere that they so choose. They do. If they want to have intercourse with a transvestite, they'll have intercourse with a transvestite. If they want to go to the park and suck dick in the dark, they will go to the park, suck dick, and nobody is going to get in between a man and his pleasure. But women, on the other hand, we live in these prisons of the patriarchy, where I'm working on creating a retreat. If you have the ability to come on the retreat, please do, because there's a lot of healing that we need to do as Black women.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot of healing that we need to do. We really need to reconnect back to our feminine divinity. We need to be able to look at our bodies as the bodies of wonder that they are. There's a lot of
Yeah.
power in a woman's sensuality. This is why men have been trying for the ages to stifle it. We even got Akon saying now that a woman is not needed to bring children into the world, that men bring life. All you need is some sperm and an incubator.
Um, yeah, like it was so disgusting when I heard that because it's like, how can you say that
The
after
foolishness
all
of
it
it
takes a
all.
woman to give birth? How can you say that? So it was disgusting.
Exactly. So this is why I want you to really take control of your life, because and you're 31 now. I don't
Yes,
want you
ma'am. I
to
just
I
turned
don't want
31 on 18.
yeah, I don't want you to spend your whole life, living for other people. I want you to be able to live for you as you see fit, because this is your life. And
Right.
I don't know if it was a blessing for my mother to have died when I was young, but my mother dying when I was a teenager let me know that this life does not take any prisoners, that you can die at any time, and you you have to do the accounting of your life. When my mother died, I changed my major because I was living within the confines of what I thought my parents wanted me to be. When my mother died, I decided to live for me. I decided to live the type of life that I wanted to live. When I wanted to stop eating meat, I stopped eating meat. When I wanted to travel, I traveled. So that's all I can say on that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. That helped a lot because I'm really trying to find myself and be the person that I want to be and not who what everybody else puts on me or what a man puts on me. And it's been difficult, but words like that help me out a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you for calling in. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. And so, wow, we've been on here for more than an hour. I had no idea that we were on for this long. I had no idea. But what is that I hear? What is that I hear? All right, we got a super apple that has come in from Crystal. Thank you so much, Crystal. We appreciate it. You didn't leave a message with your super apple, but we appreciate the love. I'll send you some love back, right? Des sends $5 and says, I love your show. It brightens my mood. I'm so happy, Des. Christine sends $2 and says, I love her response of showing her colon. Next, wait a minute. Who was showing their colon? My gracious. I don't know. Edna sends 222. LaShare sends 411. And then she comes back and sends another 411 and says, we are too much. That's why they steal from us. They steal us and from us. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Keisha sends 555 and says, Black is not a way of life. Mixed is biracial. Well, mixed is mixed. Biracial is biracial, but I hear what you're saying. 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 Here we go. Uche sends $2 and says, one drop rule exalts biracials and erases real Black women. Well, I would say I don't even really know what a real Black woman is, because anybody can be Black nowadays. And it's like the fight is just such a strong fight. Like, people will fight tooth and nail to be considered Black. And it's like, okay, I be getting fatigued of the fight myself. Michelle sends $5 and says, Black men have a different set of rules for Black women than others. Absolutely. Because when they go over to these foreign countries, they marvel at how sexy the women are dressed. They love to see the women in these outfits, but over here, they call you all types of Tatianas and everything. Somebody mentioned Lori Harvey in the comments earlier that I saw, and I was like, yeah, I don't understand the problem that people have with Lori Harvey. It's like they don't want Black women to have any type of autonomy or any type of way to navigate their own lives. It's so tremendously frustrating. Kay sends 12 pounds and says, thanks for keeping eyes wide open. Love from London. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dia sends $1 and says, experiencing anti-Blackness don't mean mixed equals Black. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So experiencing anti-Blackness doesn't mean that you're Black. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keisha sends 222 and says, sad that some Black women contribute to the effery. Listen, we are, it's like blaming a pickle for being born in the brine. It's like, what can we say or do? What can we say or do? So yes, so far we have brought in $145 for this broadcast. So I'm happy about that. Last night we brought in $263 for yesterday's 3-hour show, which I think was, I thought that was pretty good. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. For the time being, I'm blessed that because last night's broadcast, and you know what the crazy part about last night's broadcast is? The person wrote in for us to play that anthem for the Swirlers anthem, and then I got hit with a copyright strike. I got hit with copyright on here and on Facebook. And I'm like, come on. So I was like, why did I even play that? I'll never do that again. But you know what? Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020 because they really wanted me to play that. And I played it. And then it was to my detriment. So let me just check one last time to see if we got. And then we're going to open back up the phone line. So right now we're talking about Erykah Badu and her daughter posed in a photo. They're both over the age of 18, but then it wouldn't even really matter for some of these men because they are, as long as it suits them, 16 is old enough for them, right? Do we have a troll in the comments? So yeah, ethnicity and race are different things. Lori doesn't care about who doesn't like her. Black women should learn from her. Yeah, listen. Kenya. Listen, I'm minding my business. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. I mean, if you look, you know what? I've been doing my hair myself, and I think so this is my second time doing it myself because the hairdresser had lost his damn mind. And I think I'm going to get the color perfect. The last time that I did it, that champagne color, like the color that is right here, is the color that I really like. I really like that champagne color. And I think by the time I do it one more time, I'm really going to get that nice champagne color because I like that. I like this too, but hey. Phone lines! You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Alyssa and I'm calling from Florida.
Hey, we got another Floridian in the house. Hey, Alyssa,
yes,
so talk to us. What's your comment
like the third
today?
Caller. So my strongest point that I don't know if it's been brought up before.
Uh-oh, Alyssa, your sound went out. I don't hear anything, Alyssa. Alyssa, you all right? Are you calling us from the prison yard? Alyssa, press pound. Get the operator back on the line. Tell them to reconnect you. Alyssa, we don't hear you, Alyssa. Oh, well, we're going to have to let you go and take the next call. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, hi, it's Alicia. I'm calling from New York.
Hey, we got Alicia calling from New York. Hey, Alicia. So,
So I'm
talk to me.
so grateful to see you do a show like this. I am of Jamaican descent, and yes,
Oh,
as children, we whine and
yeah,
whine and whine. Yes, and it was accepted. We won whining contests.
yeah,
So when you spoke about how you grew up, I knew exactly what you're talking about. We
yeah.
have
Well,
to
you
appreciate our
Jamaicans take it
bodies.
to another level now. From what I've been seeing out there in the dance hall, people lighting their panani on fire and all types of stuff. It's you.
No, no, it has gone a tad bit because I grew up in the 90s like you, and I grew up here in New York City, and yeah, we were in whatever clubs, and we were whining, nothing like it is today because I'm 50. So
Mm.
grew up in the 90s, came of age in the 90s, nothing like it is today. But it's refreshing to see you do a show like this
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm laughing because when I saw the picture, I was like, didn't Tanya just have a pose showing her bomb bomb? I think the caption said that
Exactly.
you. I was like, any girl that has a bumper knows that
Mm-hmm.
picture. I've had many of those pictures. So for somebody to tell me, and I mean, these two women, they're of age and they're fully clothed,
Mm-hmm.
but yet, the Dashians can walk around with all
Of
that
course,
fake stuff.
naked with
And
champagne shooting up our ass into some glasses.
thank you. And everybody celebrates that, right? But us,
Mm-hmm.
the women that was authentically given these bumpers, can't even pose and say, look at my bumper. I will
You know
always be
what? Let's
showing my
come
bumper.
on. Exactly. Come make a song with me right now. Come on. Come chat with me now. Give me come up with the first lyric. What's the first lyric? Come on. Come on, give me some lyric. Give me some lyric. Come on. Alicia, come on, give me some lyric. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Come on. You're not saying nothing. You said you from the old dance hall days. Come give me some lyric. Come make up some
That's
song with
right.
me right
That's right.
now.
I'm
Come
one of
on.
them in Club Illusion over there on Empire in Brooklyn. Yes, that was me
Well
in the
then
middle of the
come
dance floor,
give
booty up
me
in
a
the air.
line.
Yes.
Give me one verse right now. Make up a verse right now. Come with anything.
Make up a verse.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't think of anything right now. I'm
Oh
going
my
blank.
goodness. All right, so I'll come up with the first one, then you come up with the next one. See how me
Well,
pussy
look,
fat. See how me pussy fat. That's the first one.
listen.
See how me
We got
pussy
the
fat.
bumper bottom with the park lights on it. Whoa,
You
papa,
coming up
make
with some
ready for
song
minute.
that's
We got the
already
bumper
made.
bottom.
You gotta come up with some new lyrics. See how me pussy fat. Come with the next line. See how me pussy fat. That's come up with the next line. Come on.
We got the bumper bottom with the park lights on it.
You
Nobody
should
can tell me nothing. And I'm
you
50.
you
Okay?
50. You
That's
listen.
my culture.
You not getting
That's my
off this
culture.
phone until you give me a lyric to follow up from see how me pussy fat.
Feel me pussy fat, Lord Jesus. Pop, pop, I don't know.
Okay, we'll go with that. See how me pussy fat pop pop. What's the next thing from there? See how me pussy
What's
fat
that?
pop pop. Knocking
That's
handle that
right.
twat twat.
Pop, pop. Mm-hmm.
Alicia, man,
I
I
love
don't
you,
know.
Tanya. I
All
love
right.
you. You're...
All right, have a good one.
All righty, bye-bye.
All right. Auntie is saying weird as hell. You don't know nothing about this. You don't know nothing about this. You don't know nothing about this. Pop, pop, I know what to say. All right, phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. Alicia couldn't come. Where's Alyssa? Alyssa was the one from Florida before her, who may have been calling from the prison yard because her phone got, the operator must have come in and took her phone call from her. Alyssa, where you at, girl? Ah, gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. So phone lines are open 323-488-3149. Let me check the apples again. Okay. We got one more apple that has come in from Rakaya. She says, "Happy Friday, everyone." Happy Friday, my dears. Happy Friday. All right. uh, no, I'm not making that into an intro song. Pop, pop. Alicia, we you talk pop, pop. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. Can you hear me?
I can.
This is Alyssa from Florida. I'm actually calling from the schoolyard, not the prison yard.
Oh,
So
listen,
hopefully this goes well.
Okay, all right. Sometimes it's the same
Okay.
thing, with the pipeline and
No,
everything. But go ahead.
honestly, no, what I was going to say was I definitely think there's an element of ageism to this that I don't know that people have discussed. So with Erykah Badu being a mother, I thought to myself about the Sigmund Freud's Madonna whore complex. Are you familiar with that concept?
Slightly, but you can reiterate for all of us.
Sure. It's basically this idea that men have this two dichotomies of women in their mind. So there's either the Madonna, the revered mother figure, or there's the whore, the woman that's, sexually promiscuous or presents herself in a certain way. And because Erykah Badu is a mother, I do feel as though a lot of the criticism comes from the fact that people balk at older women and mothers presenting themselves in a certain manner. So I do think that's like another big issue.
Okay. So you think that had it been her daughter alone, that they wouldn't have had a problem with the photo?
Absolutely.
Oh. Do you also think it has something to do with the fact that Erykah Badu is famous in her own right and that she doesn't have to do that?
I think so. I think that once many prominent female artists they reach a certain age, it's kind of expected that they remove themselves from the public eye.
Wasn't Erykah Badu naked 10 years ago in a video? wasn't her bush everything out the door? Wasn't her ass bush everything? I'm sorry, wasn't it?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't follow her that close.
Listen, she did a video walking through Dallas, the same route that the Kennedy caravan had gone. And she started taking off her clothes. How many you all don't remember this song? I saw the unedited version and I swear I remember seeing bush. I remember seeing a big bush a black bush in the front and ass with stretch marks in the back. And so Lauren remembers. Oh no, Lauren is saying I call BS. Cam remembers. So, okay, Tim remembers. Was her bush out? Because I remember seeing bush because I was like, oh, window seat. Yes, the unedited version of the window seat video got her punani out the door and her ass jiggling. It was a big old booty back then too. So do you think that in the past 10 years, people are now like, oh, now you need to be covered? Because Erykah Badu is still slender, she still got that donk, but
no, absolutely. I won't take that away from her. I do think that she's like a very attractive older woman. I just feel as though just like how the manosphere side of the internet talks about how women hitting the wall, I do feel like there's a weird societal expectation that once women hit a certain age, it's like, okay, you've reached your quote unquote expiration date. You need to come into your role as a mother and basically recede from the public eye.
oh, so you think the issue might have something to do with ageism?
Yes,
I
I believe that it's the
wonder.
fact that I think it's the fact that it's she's sanctioning her daughter basically exposing herself on the internet. If it was her daughter alone, I do believe that there might have been a little bit less backlash, but it's the fact that she is sanctioning that type of quote unquote exposure that people are deeming undesirable or
Hmm. Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, same picture with a 50-year-old woman on one side, 22-year-old woman on the other side, with Snoop Dogg in the middle and a hoopty in the back. Would anybody have a problem with this? That's the
hmm.
question. Same age, because these women inside these music videos, they're mothers. And when a woman, with black women, sometimes you can't even tell how old they are. I mean, look how long Stacey Dash, and she's not even fully black. Look how long Stacey Dash was able to play a teenager.
That's true.
So it's like, okay, so if she's in a thong winding up in a video that a man is making, how does anybody know her age? You know what I mean?
That's true. I understand your point. I think it does go back to women having autonomy over their sexuality and that being viewed as something inherently wrong because that should be like policed by men and particularly black men.
Hmm. I mean, this is some good food for thought. But I want us to explore that. How do we know the ages of any of the women in these videos? And if they were bent over with their cheeks clapping in a video, how does anybody know whether she's 50 or a mother or what? What is different about Erykah Badu and her daughter posing on her Instagram versus being inside a music video bent over and clapping cheeks?
I think it's what the general public knows about Erykah Badu. So she's someone whose work has transcended generations. So I think that brings a lot more context than just potentially seeing a video vixen or black video vixen who may look way younger in a music video,
Okay,
like
so let me
clapping
ask
their
you this
cheeks. Yeah.
question. If Erykah Badu, with her mom bod, her stretch marks, put on a thong and was whining in a Snoop Dogg video, clapping her cheeks and bending over, do you think people would be like, Erykah, put your clothes back on. You old. Do you think anybody would say that?
If she looked differently, like as far as like
If she
her,
looks the way
like
she looks
physically,
right now, if she was Erykah freaking Badu and she was in a Snoop Dogg video and she was clapping them cheeks, squatting down low, would anybody have an issue with it?
if it was known that that was in fact
Yes,
Erykah Badu or a woman of her age.
if people knew that it was Erykah Badu and Erykah Badu walked onto the thing, lifted up and started clapping her cheeks.
I think that people would balk at that as well because I've seen this with a lot of female artists, particularly. I don't mean to derail and bring up Nicki Minaj, but just this idea, like I've seen people say, "Oh, Nicki, like you're so like you're 40, girl, like you need to stop. You're 40, this, that, and the third, like that type of rhetoric." So I do feel like it would be a little bit similar
But
to
you
that.
see, but the difference is if Nicki Minaj is dancing for herself versus if Nicki Minaj started busting it open in a Lil Wayne video being the same age. This is what I'm saying. Add a man into the mix, not just her dancing for herself. So dancing for herself, oh, you're old, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. But I mean, even Madonna, if Madonna is as jacked up as she look with the whatever it is she got going on for whatever assicle she got going on back there, if she was in a Snoop Dogg video and pulled out that big hard fake plastic rubber ass that she got on back there and started clapping, do you think people, well, she looking a mess? I don't know. She's looking a mess, so I don't know what people would say, but it would. I don't think it would get the same backlash as if she were doing it for herself. I think it's the self autonomy that is the issue. Like, oh, and I think also it may have something to do with you as a woman not supposing to experience pleasure or be doing something, like you have to basically be coerced into it, like, oh, she wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for you know XYZ. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, it's for the music video, it's for him, so it's a different story.
I agree. I definitely think that in that context, when a man is kind of in the background pulling the strings, I think it does change that narrative because I think a lot of the times in media, women are seen as props or objects. So I think that would change the narrative as opposed to dancing for yourself on your Instagram page as an older woman. I definitely think that plays a role.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Alyssa, thank you for bringing up that food for thought. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to get
Thank
your
you
phone
so
together on
much,
the
Tonya. I
schoolyard.
love your channel.
We love you too. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Would it matter if it was another man instead of Snoop? I think as long as it were a misogynistic man, I mean, if it was Luke, even better. If Luke had Madonna able to bust it open for him, I don't know. See, but the thing is, Madonna is looking a mess, though. Madonna is not looking right. So, oh my. I think people would be marveling at her transformation rather than able to look at anything else. But I'm saying, if Common did a video and Erykah Badu came in there and had on some lingerie and was whining on Common, would people have an issue with that? They probably would love to see her whole ass and everything. You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Andrea, and I'm calling from Virginia.
Hey, Andrea, with this big New York accent, you're talking about you calling from Virginia.
You
What's
know it.
what's going on with all of this? Talk about my name is Andrea and I'm calling from Virginia. Okay, Andrea from Virginia. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look, you could take the girl out New York, but you can't take New York out the girl, apparently. Which part of New York are you from?
I'm a native New Yorker. I was born in Brooklyn,
I knew
raised
it
in
was
Queens,
Brooklyn.
Harlem. I'm a
Okay.
native New Yorker.
I see. Okay, so talk to us. I didn't forgot your name now, just all on New York. Tell us your name one more time.
My name is Andrea.
All right, Andrea. Go ahead, Andrea. So talk to us. What's your comment about this whole thing?
Okay, so I'm just kind of coming in, but I see the photo
Mm-hmm.
now. So the way I'm thinking how the guys would see it,
Mm-hmm.
because I have an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
All they looking at, they don't care if it's Erykah Badu grandmother. Her body don't say that she's a grandmother. She got fatty all over that.
Okay.
So they don't care. They will put a bag over your head, tell you turn around. They don't care.
So then why were they
They
criticizing the
don't.
photo? Why were they saying that this was inappropriate for a mother, that this was an inappropriate display, that this is not classy, there's nothing left to the imagination? Why were they saying all of that?
Because people always gonna talk about something. Now, I'm not saying as a mother and I'm 50, I don't look like it. So I'm not saying it's right or anything that I would do, but that's what people do. They always gotta have something to talk about. Always. Now, I don't condone her being up there. She looked hella good. I've seen her in concert many a day. Um, if they classify them that she's a grandmother, auntie, this, that, and the other. But a lot of times when you walk out in the street and you may be grandmother or auntie, look, the dudes don't care. They come up to me all the time, and I'm like, nah, 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 nah. It. She got a fat butt. She looked good. She's facing. She's not even facing forward. So I'm thinking the way dudes think, they don't care. It's us women. So she's getting a lot of backlash. Yeah, I get it, but it's really not that serious.
All right. Well, you know what, Andrea? Thank you so much for calling in and weighing in on the topic.
Thank you. It was nice speaking with you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I just missed that last call. So let me check the apples real quick. There's a few apples. Crystal has given her first Cash App. Okay. So that's one first Cash App. Crystal, that's not your first Cash App, is it? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, so I'm curious about I'm gonna take probably one or two more calls and then I'm gonna jump out of here because this video is already an hour and a half. Unknown says y'all sound very hypocritical. Why do we sound hypocritical? I want to know what we sound hypocritical about. And they said the same men be at 18-year-old girls in the club. Respectability politics. Let me see. We just missed that last call. Call back in. It was from a 904. Puma is 18. It's ageism. Once you get 40, people believe you need to be modest. Is that true? Because Jennifer Lopez is 50 something years old, ain't she? And she was just in that Hustler movie where she was twirling around as an exotic dancer. And didn't nobody say nothing about her inside that movie? But it was for a role. So, there were men who were profiting off of it. And so I guess it was all right. So, you're on the ear live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, Tonya. My name is Katanya Muniz, calling from Florida.
Hey, we got another Floridian in the house, Katanya. All right, so talk to us. What is your comment today?
I think one of your subscribers just hit it on the head. It's respectability politics.
And so for those who don't know, explain what respectability politics is.
Well, I think for African American women, it is just the presumption that we're put on a higher pedestal. Erykah Badu has always been known to be a very sexual, very free person. And even though her daughter put the picture up, I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, neither did I.
I mean, she's fully clothed. And it seems like other races or whatever give more leniency to people who try to imitate the features that a lot of African American women have been shamed for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as she shows, or as soon as her daughter shows, because for me being from Florida, it is, I get that from my mama.
Okay. Yeah.
I got my shape from my mama. I got my eyes from my mama. I got my physique from my mama. Why should she not be proud of everything she got from her mama? Erykah Badu is a very beautiful woman. Period.
I've never known Erykah Badu to be a very sexual, sensual woman. I've really only known her to be very earthy and natural. So, do you think that could be part of it too? That she had that Mama Earth vibe, and now she's ass out.
Yes, I mean we've already I know right now with this generation they talk about how Rihanna smells. Before that was Erykah Badu. Males were willing to drink her bathwater. They were envious of the men that she was dating. Nobody criticized it. I even saw one, I won't mention the blogger, but they were talking about, somebody had went in her comments talking about, 3 baby daddies, children from 3 separate people. Please. It's almost like they villainize her for the male she's been with. Even her partners have never villainized her. But I just think it's, unfortunately in our community, sometimes women are put on a pedestal that we never asked to be put on. And it's almost like we cannot make a mistake. We cannot be flawed. Just because we're a mother, we have no sexual drive. We have no sexual attraction. I think the people that are criticizing are the ones that they have to check themselves.
Yeah, I don't think it's a pedestal, though. I don't think it's a pedestal. I think it's something else. A pedestal means a person is exalted. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's a pedestal. But you know what? Thank you so much for calling in and weighing in on the topic.
You're welcome. Thank you for your broadcast. I do enjoy it every day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Aisha. I'm calling from San Francisco Bay Area.
Hi, so we have Aisha in the San Francisco Bay Area. Okay, so Aisha, tell us what your comment is today.
Okay, so I think like what you said a little bit earlier, that Erykah Badu has the Mother Nature type of vibe and reputation for a long time. So for me, honestly, it was surprising to see her with her daughter in that type of picture. It really was, because I've never really seen her in that way.
Mm.
But I think if she were by herself with Snoop Dogg, I don't think it would have been as bad. I think because she's with her daughter. I think that's the main issue.
Okay, so on the daughter's, I'll go to the daughter's page so that you can see, so that everybody can see, because w- on the daughter's page, right?
Mhm.
She has her whole bottom out, right? And it didn't cause any stir, right? She got tooted up in the air, and this didn't cause a stir. She's half naked on the ground, that didn't cause a stir. Wait, she kind of looks like Rihanna a little bit there, or somebody. I don't know. She looks. All right, so these are these are other images that she has up. No stir, no stir. But she put up bosom out, no stir. But she put up, oh, look at this, no stir. But then oh look, I posted a pic, not my mom, of me and my mama Badu in some cute form-fitting pants. I'm an adult. What's the real issue? Let's discuss. All right. So, and then people are responding back, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm curious. You know, you say that you haven't seen Erykah Badu, but 10 years ago you didn't see her with her whole bush out in that music video, bush ass,
That's
everything.
true. Yeah, she was walking naked. I remember that.
Oh, you remember
But I
that?
mean, I do remember her walking naked in the street. That was a mess. Okay,
Okay,
but what I
so
guess
you
what I'm
forgot
trying
all about that, huh?
to, I remember that. But no, but I really do think it's because she's with her daughter, and we're just not used to seeing Erykah in that way.
Mm.
And then with her daughter, I don't know, in
Okay.
those pants,
Okay.
in the booty.
So you think that people feel that she's corrupting her daughter? What is the issue with being with her daughter?
It for me, honestly, it just feels inappropriate with her daughter.
Oh, so you are one of the
Um,
people who thinks it's inappropriate. What do you think is inappropriate about it?
uh, I mean, I can't put my finger on it, honestly. I mean, I
Let's
have
see.
a
You
daughter.
called
I have a
in. Let's put our
19-year-old
finger
daughter.
on it.
I really don't know. It just doesn't look right to me.
What doesn't look right to
That
you about it?
picture.
Do you think her booty is too big? If her booty
No,
was
no, 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 no.
flat, would it be a problem?
No, 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 no. They look nice. I mean, they have nice shape, nice booties. Um, I don't know. I mean, I personally don't like to see mothers and daughters sexualized in that way. I guess maybe that's what it is. To me, it's
What
just
do you
they look
feel
more
is
sexualized.
sexualized about the? So I'm going to put this photo back up on the screen. So if it was this young lady there with her back to the camera, would it have been an issue?
Ooh, I have a delay, so I can't see yet what you're showing.
Hopefully you'll see it soon. It's a 20-second delay. So
Let's
would it
see.
have been an issue if it was a person that was completely flat, like that person that came up on the screen a few moments ago?
I don't see it yet, but if it was flat, I don't think that would have looked nice either. I haven't seen
So
the picture yet.
so you're saying that
Okay, I see it
so
now.
if it was her, would it have been an issue?
Um,
If it was two of them
she
side
doesn't
by
look
side looking
sexualized.
like two strips of bacon.
You're so funny. Um, that doesn't look sexualized to me. She has no shape whatsoever.
So then
So,
the issue is the woman's shape.
and those pants, looking back like that,
Right.
for
So
me,
this
they
this
just
is
look
no
sexualized.
problem. That's no problem. This is no problem. But having a booty is an issue because to you see this right here. So this is an issue but the other one is not. And it's because of the bigness of the shape. So I want us to explore. I want us to explore because I think that this is a really good point that you're making. And it is rooted in the hatred of the feminine. It's rooted in
Mm-hmm.
the hatred of anything that is more profoundly feminine, whether they're bosom that are feeding children outside, whether they're big bosom, the more pronounced your feminine features, the more demonized. So that if you're flat in the back, then it's all right. It's not sexualized. It's not as bad. But when you got profound curves, then it's problematic. And you have to explore why is it more problematic in our minds if a woman has a definitive feminine shape. Why?
Hmm. I don't know. That is a lot to explore for me to look a little inward myself. But I mean, that's honestly, that's just what I see, and why people are, have a
I
negative
need you, I
viewpoint
need
of
you,
it.
I need you right now here on the phone to explore mentally. What is
Hmm.
it about a woman having an indistinguishable feminine shape that is problematic?
I don't think her shape is problematic. Um, it's beautiful. I don't think it's problematic in that sense. Again, I think it's just mother and daughter together
And I'm
in
asking
that.
you, I'm gonna try to save this photo so I can make it larger of the girl with the flat back. So I just saved it and I'm gonna try to open it on my desktop. Let me look for it real quick. Because when we see a person here, let me make this larger. Okay. So so we have this person here. She's looking over her shoulder the same way, but her ass is so flat. Her ass is so flat that we're not offended. So she's looking over her shoulder the same exact way that Erykah Badu is looking over her shoulder, but she has less pronounced feminine, indistinguishable. You know how they talk about unambiguously black? There are certain shapes that are unambiguously feminine. What is it about because if it was two of those women that look like sticks of chewing gum standing next to each other, two of those flat back young ladies, or one mother, one daughter looking over their shoulders, there'd be nothing to see because their asses would be flat. What is it about bigger bottom that is so offensive? What is it about that indistinguishable, that unmistakable, rather, that unmistakable feminine physique that is so offensive?
Excuse me. Again, for myself, it's not the physique. It's none of that. For me, it's more so mother and daughter in that type of
I asked you
that,
whether or not
setting
there
in that
were,
way.
I asked you with the same flat back woman, if it was a mother and a daughter with that same flat back. I asked you whether or not that would be an issue, and you said that it would not be.
Because it's not sexualized.
Why is it not sexualized? What
They
is
have
it
no
that's
shape.
making, right? So, why is it that a female shape, once a woman has a female shape, now she crosses over into being sexualized? Why is it that this bony shape, there are men out there who like that bony shape? Why is that not sexualized? Do you see how this goes back to the black woman's physique and the hatred that we have of black women's femininity expressed in our unique way? And we really need to explore this because black women have a unique profundity, the preponderance of the profundity of the black female posterity. It is unmistakable. It is voluptuous, it's curvaceous. How is it that we have allowed men, white men, black men, whomever, to take that big, bodacious female, black female shape, ebony Nubian female shape, and turn it into something that should be shamed? How? When did that first begin? When did you in your life first hear that once a young lady started getting that black female shape, that then it was time for her to cover up, then it was time to not be seen, then it was time to hide it, to not show it? When did you first hear that in your life?
I never heard that in my life. My mom would actually, I don't want to say encourage it, but she would never shy away from my shape because I'm shapely.
I'm not talking about your shape. I'm talking about when was the first time that you heard this in your life? When was the first time that you witnessed that a more curvaceous shape is one that was inappropriate to be shown?
Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's inappropriate to be shown. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I'm a mother that I wouldn't go party with my daughter.
So
I
you're
kind of
not, so
see,
you're not,
I, I see it in the same
you
way.
probably do need some time off of this call to explore your thoughts, because that is exactly what you said. You said that the more curvaceous shape was sexualized, and I'm trying to find out when was the first time that you came into contact with the idea that a more curvaceous shape is more sexualized? When? When was that? Was it boys in middle school? Was it you imposing this? Was it the news media? Was it old slavery books? Is it embedded in your DNA? I need to hear.
Um, I don't know. Like when you see someone shapely, um, I don't know. And I don't think it's wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think the shape is wrong. That's not what I'm talking about. Her shape or none of that is wrong. Like I said, the shape is beautiful. My whole issue with Erykah Badu and her daughter, to me, like I said, it's more along the lines of, going partying with your daughter.
It's you're not
Partying by
telling
yourself with your friends.
you're not hearing yourself. And maybe you can rewind and listen to this call again, because the issue that you have is that, first of all, she's not partying with her daughter. I think somebody just said that they were at the gym. I don't know. They're in a
No,
photograph
no, no. I
together.
know they weren't
They're
partying with each other.
they're not they're
For
not
me,
listen
I
to what it
know
is
that.
that listen, you know what? If you're not going to hear what it is that I'm saying, and you're not even going to listen to yourself, then what's the point in having the phone call? You need to listen to this
I'm
phone
listening
call
to you.
again. You're not even listening to yourself, because the issue that you have mainly is the fact, and you're trying to cover it up with the whole mother daughter thing. But the issue that you have is that she's more curvaceous, because you don't have an issue
No,
with this, the sticking.
no, that's
All
not the
right.
issue. Like I'm trying
Aisha,
to,
please go
I don't know.
listen to this phone
Them
call
being
again.
shapely.
All right. So, I'm not gonna play these games. I'm sorry. You have to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. And if I'm telling you that I hear you, listen to that. Phone lines are back open, 323 488 3149. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Tonya, this is Felicia, also known as Kepamaya. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing? I need you to hold for just a moment because I need to check the apples, because a few apples have come. Oh my goodness. Wow. You know what? We have a super apple that has come in, so I don't want to get up and start dancing and all of that between your phone call. So go ahead and let's talk about what it is, and then we're going to do the apples, and then we're going to come back after you give your apples. So go ahead.
Well, thank you, Tonya. I was calling because I wanted to answer the question, why is the picture with Erykah Badu and her daughter issue? Well, there's two things. Because if the modern man feels like black women after a certain age is devalued, first of all, because of her appearance, her physique, it automatically demands in terms of sexual marketplace value. And because these men don't want to pay that marketplace value, that's where one issue is. Then another issue would be that, men would want to argue that she's trying to compete with her daughter, almost, and kind of take it back to that situation of like women are doing so poorly with their daughters and their children. because at the end of the day, between just poor rearing and then we also want to compete with our daughter. So those two things came to me a little earlier.
Okay. Okay.
That's
All right.
Yep.
So you think that they feel that once a woman is past a certain age that she has no worth. But then I asked the question 2 callers ago, if Erykah Badu was in a music video with Snoop Dogg, would she be getting that same backlash? Even if she were with her daughter, if there were a man exploiting their femininity, their sexuality, would she be getting backlash? If there were a man being seen profiting and manipulating the situation.
Yeah, I don't really know how to speak on that in particular, but I just feel like the mere fact that because, there's an ongoing, dialogue to kind of diminish Black women's worth. So in seeing that picture, it automatically, like you said, because of her physique, demands attention to say that she still has sexual marketplace value. And men don't want to pay that price. They don't even want to acknowledge it. So automatically it's going to be some backlash because of it.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the photograph?
For me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I think she's beautiful. I think they're both beautiful. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think that I probably would have a problem if that she was in a music video. I think I would have more of a problem that way versus her daughter just posting just a general picture. And it wasn't like she was being exploited, from her daughter perspective, whereas where men will try to hypersexualize or, again, if it was for like business or whatever in the music video, I probably would have more of a problem with the other way around, that she was in Snoop Dogg's
I'm sorry. Somebody just had to get blocked. Yeah, so somebody calling women misogynistic slurs on my page, that's an instant block for you. So you're done. All right. So, Kefir.
Yep.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. You have a great...
Love you, Tonya.
Love you as well. Love you as well.
Take care, Tonya. Thank you.
Okay. So, so somebody mentioned the photo that I put up the other day on Instagram where I was showing how I got my booty gains back because my butt had gotten flat. Like a few, like, cause I had released a lot of, so you see my poor bottom was so flat before, cause I had released some weight and then I had to go, I asked you all for some tips, right? Because I did not like what was going on back here. So I got some tips from my bodybuilder friends, cause it had flattened out for quite some time. As you see, it was flattened here. And then I went and did some exercises to get my glutes back. I got my glutes back. And so I posted. And you see my posterior is more profound than Erykah Badu's. But then what is the issue? What is the issue? What is the issue? What is the issue with the booty meat tissue? What's the issue with the booty meat tissue? See how my pussy fat, them can't believe that. How they come up and they rally back. Hey! All you had to do was come up with a lyric, Alicia. All you had to do was come up with a lyric. So nonetheless, I know you hear that. I know you hear. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Yes. Yes, Ayan sends in a super apple of $100 and says, "Thank you for your wisdom." Thank you. Thank you, Ayan. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me go to the last. So Christelle, she sends in $123 and says this is her first cash apple. Thank you, Christelle. Thank you. Bevy sends in 777 and says, "Wonder if they're mad that 50-year-old black woman looks sexy." You know what? That could be it too. That could be it as well. That could be it as well. Rhonda sends in $1 and says, "First cash app, love your show." All right, so we got 2 first-time cash apples. Oh, we got Katina with a first-time cash app. Thank you for your energy exchange today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we have Erykah that sends $5 and says, "I apologize, but the pic gives off incestuous vibes." Erykah, why don't you call in and let us know what you're talking about? Erykah, call in so that we can hear the incestuous vibes that you're talking about. Dia sends in $1 and says, "Puma is weird though. The race baits, she race baits on TikTok, does she? I don't know nothing about that girl. I only know about this picture. I didn't even know she had a daughter so large. I knew that she had 7, but I didn't know that she had a daughter that big. But we got in 3 first-time cash apps, so let me come bust a wine for you all. Come, let me bust, let me bust, let me bust, let me bust. Hey, 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 hey. You know what? Let me see if I can still butterfly. Come on. Hey. 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 Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, Erykah, I'm gonna need you to call in about this incestuous vibes that you say that you feel that you're getting from this. And what is it about that photo that you feel is giving you incestuous vibes? I want to hear. I want to hear that personally. Is there anybody else who's feeling that way and wants to call in and get their get their opinion heard? All right. 323-488-3149. Let's hear. Let's hear. You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name is Rashima. I'm calling from the Bronx, New York.
Hi. Hey, Rashima in the BX. How you doing, baby?
Hey, I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, so talk to me. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a lot. I have a lot of things going through my head right now, but what I first thought when I saw the picture is that they both look wonderful. And, I think, I'm just going to say it. I think some black men might be jealous because at 50, they don't look as good as black women today. And they have so many health issues and they're dropping like flies at 50.
Damn.
And that might be part of it. I could be wrong, but that's the way I feel. And another thing is, I think sometime in our community that as women, black men or like fathers and like father figures, when we start to develop, they feel uncomfortable about that. And that's sometimes they bring on shame and they want you to cover up. So I think that might be part of it as well, even though Erykah is a grown woman and, she has children and stuff like that. But I think that's part of it. Like once you start puberty, they want you to cover up. Then when you are 40 or above, they want you to cover up. It's so weird.
Yeah. While you're in the prime, that is interesting. So when is the right age for a young lady to bruck out and wear her pum pum shorts or her bati riders? When is the right time? 25, 24, 20?
I don't know, but I know, like, I grew up in a house with my uncle and my aunt because my parents passed early.
And my uncle, I was developed at a young age. You know, I started developing like at 10. You know, I
Ooh,
remember going to
yeah.
get a bra at 10.
Mm.
And when I was in junior high school, I could give you a story. We were going to prom, and I was very developed. I had very, breasts, and I could not find a dress that pleased that man. I could
Oh,
not find a
wow.
dress. And
Yeah.
to this day, I tell that story of how he wanted me to cover up, and my aunt had to tell him, like, that's her body. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
very weird,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
They just don't want us to show anything, and it's like if your child is developing in that way, you should have a healthy mindset about it because you can scar them for life.
Yeah,
And he realized it.
it is the budding femininity. It is. I don't know what
Right.
the issue
Right.
is that they have, but we have got to get from underneath patriarchal rule. Thank you
You're
so
right.
much for
You're
calling
right.
in. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I love you so much.
We love you too. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too. You too. So Rakaya is like, she still doesn't know my point of view on it. I stated my point of view in the beginning of the video. And I know you're on the text notification squad. How did you get here so late? I don't have a problem with the photograph. I spoke my opinion on Facebook. I think the issue is that a man is not exploiting them. I'm Caribbean American. We grew up whining and you see I got me a big old donk, so I have no issue. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Samara. I'm calling from California.
Hey, Samara from California. Talk to us. So what is your point of view? I'm trying to get Erykah on the line who feels the incestuous vibes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm watching you right here on my phone, and I didn't realize you took my call. Okay, so I was kind of late to the conversation.
Mhm.
So I wanted to know, like, what was the main talking point, or what was the angle that you were taking, the focus?
I wanted to know. So my question is this. Ask yourself, would they have had a problem with this image? The issue is female agency over their own sexuality. So I have a picture of Snoop Dogg behind them with a hoopty. And so as long as black female sexuality is commodified in a way that men can profit from or exploit or plunder, then they're all right with it. But female agency over their own body, women having agency over their bodies is problematic to them because they feel that they don't feel that of us as they don't think that we're fully human. They don't think that we are worthy or capable of navigating on our own.
Okay. So, okay. So, so I think this is more of a community issue because I just went to Puma's page and I was reading through the comments, and I've seen both men and women
Mhm.
that had a problem with it.
Yes, of course.
And what I realized, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying yes, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I realized about the Black community in particular is that I don't even know the word for it, but both men and women in the Black community would prefer for Black women to sit down and shut up, especially once they reach a certain age, I noticed. But as a Black woman myself, with my experience, like I call it reverse body shaming because that's what somebody said it was called, but I developed that at a young age, like a lot of us do. So I had curves in middle school, high school, and I was always made out to be the problem because of how my body developed. I had nothing to do with that. And I received a lot of, I'm going to call it abuse, because it was emotional abuse and verbal abuse from both men and women. And I think that with Erykah and her daughter, what they did was more of a freedom thing. I believe that Erykah has more of a free mind, and when a person has more of a free mind, they don't see things the same way, and the intentions behind it are not really sexualized. So what I'm saying is that in the Black community, Black women are sexualized from birth by both men and women. You know, even if we don't mean to sexualize ourselves, we're just inherently sexualized because of how our bodies develop. And I think there was nothing wrong with the picture. The picture, it's a picture, you know, Erykah, you know, is standing with her daughter. There is an understanding, I'm sure, that they have between them. There's no incestual vibes. I can't even say that word. It's just, it's her being free with her daughter. And I know people like to play that role card. They say, oh, it's mother and daughter. No, it's her daughter, but they have their own unique understanding of their relationship. And I don't think that the intent was to sexualize themselves, or to, I see in the comments people are saying that they're prostituting themselves. I don't think that's even the intent. I think the intent was to show that they are standing in their femininity. Her daughter was just as curvaceous as she is. You know, it's being blown out of proportion.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you for calling and weighing in. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. All right. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. Let me check the apples again. Oh, we have a few more apples that have come in. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You know what? Since we're waiting for the next call, I'll look at these apples real quick. All right. So we have Samara who sent 555 and says, I want to call in. Okay. I want you to call in too. Brecklin, a similar response happened to Brecken Willis. Okay, so we'll look that up. We'll look up Brecken Willis. All right. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. It's me, Z Noir.
Hey, Z Noir, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Okay, so what is your comment on all of this?
Okay, so it has to do with the Black church, also with the African slave trade, and the white woman's jealousy. So when white women were like, I can't remember her name for the life of me. There was an African woman that was stolen from Africa, made to prostitute herself because she was curvaceous.
Oh, you're talking about the Hottentot. What was her name?
Yes.
Damn
yes,
it!
yes, yes,
But
yes.
you know I know who you're talking about.
Hottentot.
Yeah, it lost from my mind as well, and I just said her name a few weeks ago.
You just
Anyway,
said it,
go ahead.
Hottentot. So
no, but that wasn't her name.
It wasn't her name, but I know
that was the tribe she was from. She was from She was from South Africa. What was her name? Oh, I feel like I gotta look it up now. She was called the Hottentot Venus. All right, Sarah Bartman.
So she was made to prostitute herself because, the white men came over to Africa, they saw her, and they were like, oh my God, that's a whole lot of women. You know what I mean? So, and then it was like, well, why did she allow that to happen to herself? Like she had any control of that? Yeah. Shaming tactic number one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when white women start wearing those big bustier dresses so that they would look like they had a big derriere. Yes. And how dare these African women come over here trying to steal our men? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
So now we got past that part, the white woman part. Now we get over to, the shaming tactics of the church, because in the church, a wife has no anonymity. Her body is for her husband's use and pleasure and to give him children, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how dare she have any type of anything where she feels sexy on into herself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we as Black people have been basically like mind effed by the whole Black church with sexuality, politics, body, atonement, and all of that. And if she was dancing on a man, or if it was a man in there, it wouldn't be frowned upon, because then she's doing it for the man. So how dare she do this for the pleasure of herself?
Yeah.
It's sexuality, politics. It's the fact that we've been brainwashed by the Black church and the white woman's jealousy. I mean, endless stories about, white women, and when they were like, everybody talks about being the being the slave that was like indoors was better, and those slaves were getting murdered by the mistresses of the house. They were getting beat to death, and nobody talks about that.
People do talk about it, but the killing act of 18. Yeah, I believe it was the I talked about this in a video. There was an act that was created to stop white women from getting persecuted because they were beating so many Black children to death.
Yep. And so, and it wasn't just the Black children, it was the mistresses of the husbands. If their husbands showed any type of shine or looking on any of the Black women, she killed them.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that part of history, so we'll probably need to look into that. I know about the children, but
it wasn't just the children. It was the children. It was the children. It was his children, his illegitimate children, and the women that he liked. Oh, sorry. You can look into it some more and do the research on that. But that's all combined together. That 500 years of that. Of course, now we have all of these manly politics trying to police women, where we only get a good 5 to 10 years where we can feel sexy in our freedom, in our bodies as Black women. You can be sexy between the ages of 18 to about 28, and then you're supposed to cover up and behave and be modest. You're supposed to sit down and get married and have kids. It's not. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Wasn't Nicki Minaj in her 20s telling Beyonce when she was in her 30s to go somewhere and have kids? It's all of that. Yeah.
All right. So, well, thank you so much for calling in and weighing in. No, I appreciate your point of view. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. This is very interesting. I had not heard about them killing the mistresses, but that is very interesting. So there are a few people who said they wanted to call in. The phone lines are open. Erykah, the phone line is open. Samara, the phone line is open. Here is saying, wow, never knew that. You still don't know it. You need to look it up. I just did a Google search on it, and I'm not seeing it. So look it up. We need to look into it. You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Stephanie from Queens, New York.
Hey, Stephanie. Welcome. So what is your comment today?
Well, it is a lot of what you said and what many of the other callers have said. We have a history of being sexually objectified in this country due to respectability politics and just slavery in general. And then when you factor in, like all the other women have said when they called in, that this is mostly about the imaging and the stereotypical projections that they put on Black women in society. Like, everybody knows we are the world's beauty standard. They can say what they want, but we are really it. They take our skin color by tanning. They appropriate our hair textures, our hairstyles, our tonation in the way we speak, way we dress, the way we do everything, from women to gay men, right? So when you have these people online, like these ignorant Black men, whether they be passport bros or incels or whatever, right? They come on and they try to shame and defame Black women because it's about them trying to control Black women the way we have been controlled historically through this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it now today because they need us to survive. We're their personal welfare. So when you see a picture like beautiful Erykah Badu and her gorgeous daughter, this
Mm-hmm.
is about Black women's freedom, expression of their, like you said, their autonomy. We are the exemplification of femininity. There's no other woman that can be as beautiful as us. They could be beautiful in their own right, but we're the original woman. So everything about us is going to scream as natural as the wind because we are femininity. So that makes people mad. And it especially makes these guys mad when they try to pit older women against younger women, like your other caller said, because we have a longevity about us where people don't even know how old we are unless they ask us. And we can have banging bodies until whatever age, because I know I got one. And it's like the majority of us are like this. And for them to always try to put out there that we are these slobs and just terrible women, it goes completely against what we truly are. So this is always the issue and the crisis about our image. People always trying to distort the beauty of who we really are. That's all I got to say. I'm enjoying this live like crazy. Shout out to all the New Yorkers. Go, Tonya. See you
Hey, New
later.
York in the house. Thank you. Thank you. All right. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Miss Tonya. This is Erykah calling.
Oh, wonderful. Erykah, you finally got through. The one that's talking about the
Yeah.
incestuous vibes?
Yes. So my
Right.
reasoning for it is there's I think it's only because they're taking it together as a mother and daughter. If it was two separate women or whatever doing it, I don't think most people would have a problem with it, except for just natural people just hating on things. Because yes, that is another aspect of it. The whole our bodies are naturally shaped more shapely, and people have a problem with that. Which I actually wanted to give an example of that, but after my initial point. But it just, to me, it's like because she's taking it with her daughter, it's like, oh, look at my ass and look at my daughter's ass, and it's like I don't know if that's the best thing to
So
do
talk
with
to
your
us about this
daughter.
incestuous vibe. What is it? So incest is when
May,
people who are related have intimate
so
S3X relations with one another. So you feel that there's
okay,
something
so maybe
about
I'm
this
giving the
photograph
wrong
that
terminology.
makes it seem as if Erica's touching her daughter?
No, 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 not them touching each other. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. Like almost like I'm sexual, look at my daughter sexually as well.
So exploitative?
Maybe. Maybe that would be the proper term for it.
Okay.
I like, I understand people like friends, friends groups do that and stuff like that. Maybe, but I just feel like for a mother and daughter to do that, it just
To
seems
do
a bit
what? To do what?
odd,
To do
odd to
what?
me.
To do what?
To take a picture of like, look at both of our asses at the same time.
What is the matter with an ass? If
I
if they
don't know.
took if they
I
took
just,
if they took if they took so here's a picture right here, right?
oh, I definitely cannot see that because
Here's a
the
picture
phone has
of
a
both of
delay,
their faces.
and
That's fine. So all you have to do is just imagine that there's a picture of both of their faces. So
okay.
a picture of both of their faces does not give incestuous vibes. Why? What is it about a booty, a mother and daughter with their booties? What is it about the booty that is problematic?
In general, from what I understand, even throughout history, the buttocks, whether it's animal or human, is considered something sexual. Even the idea of clothing, whether it's to have the bust in the back to make it look higher, promotes, from what they said, like fertilization and things of that nature, and causes people to look closer to that and thinking of like sex. I don't know why the human ass has become more of a
So
sexual thing more than the
let's
front. I don't
let's
know.
let's 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 knock that misnomer. Let's take that off the table, because when
Okay.
anthropologists look through different societies, there is no one particular body part that signals um that is sexual throughout all cultures. I was watching
Okay.
this documentary about this indigenous South American tribe that does not even, there's the breasts are not brought into sexual acts at all because they do not see the breast as anything sexual. They don't even understand why anybody would use the breast as something sexual. The breasts are, there to feed children. It's just something that hangs down in the front of women. So Black men, by and large, have sexualized buttocks. It's not like that in every community. So I'm curious as to, because even white men, it wasn't until Black men really started pushing the image of these buttocks, because I remember even as early as late as 2007, white men just didn't get it. They were like, what is this with all of this buttocks? They just didn't get it. They were like, it just doesn't look good. It looks like a lot of fat, right? And so Black men really pushed this, and it looks good to some people, but what it is that there's a way in which the buttocks develop, and the hips develop, during puberty, that is not like that beforehand. So there's something about crossing over into puberty that now makes a woman's body sexual to the male gaze.
Yes.
Because when you see this photo, you're not aroused by this photo, right? The photo of the mother
No.
and daughter, right? So
No.
then now we are speaking about what is appropriate or inappropriate based on what men consider to be sexual.
True.
And I'm
True.
curious as to why it is inappropriate for a mother and daughter to show their buttocks together. It's a body part. I mean, just like a face.
Well,
Why
I'm
does
gonna say that
why do
I,
the buttocks and the hips um surface such ire when a mother and daughter posing with their face, their arms, even how, if they pose with their calves, would that be a problem? But because men have deemed the buttocks as a sexual body part, now it's problematic, and we women are enforcing that.
but I also think I would find it odd if a guy did that with their son. But I think that's a skewed perception that I have over time that has built up that probably I need to reevaluate, of course, because it could be a culture thing. It could be just, society has, built my point up to that, that I need to get out of. But I'm just answering honestly of what I saw, and I'm sorry for using the wrong terminology. But I don't personally have a problem with it. It just felt, maybe because it's odd to me. It might not be odd to them, but it just seemed odd to me initially. But I did want to make a side point that a similar incident happened.
Before you do that, I want to
Sure.
put a photo up on the screen. So right now on the screen, I'm showing a man with a muscular back with his back to the camera. If there
Mhm.
were a father and son posing with their muscles to the camera in the same look, it's a muscle, it's a back to the camera. Of course, there are glutes because it's from behind. So if a father and son were posing like this, we're saying that we would have an issue with that.
No, you'd probably get the opposite, honestly, and you would get women, creepy women, who would be like, I could take a double team, or I'd take him and the father, or whatever. You'd probably get that, to be
Right.
honest.
So you said that you would most likely have a problem if a father and son were posing together, but
I said I would
I'm
find it odd.
okay. So you would find it odd if a father and son were showing off the muscles of their back. You see, the thing is, so this is the thing. This is the thing. Men make these body parts bad for women. A woman is not looking
Mm.
at a man's muscular back and saying, you need to cover up those muscles. Look at those muscles. You need to
This
cover
is
that
true.
up. Women don't demonize men's bodies, so that if a father and son were posing their muscles to the camera, right?
Mhm. No, I agree with
And
you.
so
I do.
Fahad is saying muscles don't have a hole that women want a penis inserted in. Men have an ass that has a hole in it that other men like to stick dicks in. But you don't see men looking at other men posing and telling those men that they need to cover up. Why is it that men feel so free to police women's bodies, and then they have elected the help of women to also police women's bodies? Show me
I
a gay
agree.
man. I want a gay man to call me right now and show me any motherfucking time that a gay man has ever seen another man's ass on the internet and told him to cover up that damn ass. Tell me, show me. Show me a post where a gay man has looked at another gay man's ass and told that man to cover up his ass because it's too fucking sexual. Show me the post. Now, Erykah, we're going to move on to, you said there was a young lady by the name of Brecken Willis. This is the young lady right
Yes.
here. She's a swimmer.
Yes. Who was disqualified for her curvier figure in a school-issued swimsuit after winning the meet last week.
This happened last week?
No. I'm sorry. I'm reading the blurb. This happened in 2019, but the blurb says that she was disqualified after winning a meet last week because officials says her swimsuit showed too much skin.
Right, exactly. So this is a young lady who looks like she's some sort of mix of something. She got some curly hair, negroidish kind of nose. So she's some mix with some black in there somewhere. And so now it was a problem. And so you support them telling her that her swimsuit should disqualify her.
No, that's not what I said. I was saying that this is a similar example of people.
I'm just asking the question.
I'm sorry?
I'm asking the question.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But no, I don't support that. I think it's odd that they knew how her swimsuit looked before she got in the water. They gave her the swimsuit. She swims, she wins, and then it's a problem because she has to unwedge the sweatsuit from her, and they're saying it's too small. That's the fault of the school for giving her the swimsuit, not her fault for her body being the shape it is.
Right, exactly. So here is another example of the size of a person who is mixed with some sort of Negroid DNA, their buttocks being too large or not acceptable to white gaze and to men, the European gaze and to the male gaze. But men, listen, somebody's saying gay men are hypersexual. Men in general are hypersexual, but they don't police other men's bodies. They give men autonomy. They continue to police our bodies, and I want to know why. And I want to know why women have been elected to also assist men in policing our bodies. You will never see a man tell another man, oh, you're just too sexy, cover up. It doesn't matter how old he is. He could be 50. They will allow the man. He could be 60 and on there. Let me look up a 60-year-old bodybuilder. Let me look up 60-year-old bodybuilder. Right? Okay. So here are a bunch of pictures of 60-year-old bodybuilders. They got their thighs out. Look at them. Look at this. They got their abs out. Look at this chest with nothing covering his chest. Look at these naked chests. This man is over 60. Look at this man here, 77 on the left, and he got his chest showing in some little Speedos. Why doesn't he cover that up? It's like we are constantly policing women's bodies, and we continue to allow men to police our bodies. We are agents in our own, I don't know what to call it, denigration, demise, sexualization. I don't know what to call it.
It is a problem, and I'm glad you're bringing it up and talking to us about it and trying to really get to the root of it, even with myself. That it's uncomfortable to talk about because we don't know how to verbalize it, even though it's right in our face, and that we have been indoctrinated to think that this is just the way it is. It's always going to be this way. Cover up, no matter how you're shaped.
I need to address somebody in the comments. Listen.
Absolutely.
Fahad Ayub. I really don't. The opinion of a person of the Muslim faith in here has no bearing. Look, you all treat the men of Muslim men as if you all are predatory wild animals that can't even see an ankle in some instances. So simmer down, son. Don't get yourself blocked, because it's no wonder in a culture, in certain cultures that promote burqas, hijabs, and the cover up of any parts of woman, even her damn face. It's no wonder that you would come here and talk about other body parts need to be covered up. Why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? Don't you see my shoulder is showing? It was showing in the thumbnail. Why are you here? Why did you come into a broadcast with all of this skin showing? Why don't you go look at broadcasts of women with hijabs on? Why don't you go and do that? Or perhaps it is about time. The sun is going down, sir. You might need to go.
Oh, I think he's
Anyway.
gone.
No, he's still here, of course, because he won't leave. Because of my fucking beauty. Because of my sensuality.
Well, you are.
Because of my sexiness. Because of this smooth caramel skin. You see that? I look like a Rolo. When you bite inside and that caramel comes pouring out, he will never be able to peel himself away. I would have to block his ass and drag him off the broadcast in order to get him away from me. He would never leave. Ever. Especially once they saw me stand up and show all them yams in the back, he'll never go, waiting for the opportunity for me to turn around again. Meanwhile, he's lambasting and criticizing all the way. Listen, dear, thank you so much for calling in, Erykah. I appreciate your
Absolutely.
It was
Thank you so much, Tonya. Have a
well
great
needed.
day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Be safe. Bye-bye.
All right. You know, every Muslim country is different. Murder, magic tricks. There's some Muslim countries where women are allowed on TV, but in, I believe it's Afghanistan, they've started covering up mannequins. They started covering, it's the erasure. Let me show you. It's the erasure of femaleness. That's what genital mutilation is all about. They want to chop up the nani, chop up the vagina so that the vagina is no longer shown. Here, I'm going to show you all how much they want to erase women. I sent this to a friend of mine, and I sent her so many. I sent her so many that I have to look and see, because I sent it to her from here. This is it right here. Look. I want you all to take a look at this. Look. I want you to see this. Kabul shopkeepers cover mannequins under Taliban rule. In Afghanistan now, even the female mannequins' faces must be covered. The Taliban have ordered all shopkeepers to either behead female mannequins or cover their faces. This is a symbol of the Taliban's treatment of women in Afghanistan. So look, this is I'll show you. So now they're putting aluminum foil covering up there. Let me make this larger so you can see. Do you see this? They're covering them, covering their faces. Look, the erasure of woman. The erasure. They got aluminum foil on the mannequins' faces. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at it. What do you see when you see this? What the fuck is this? It's the erasure of woman. It has nothing to do with control. Look. Look at it. Look. Have you all ever seen, I want you to look up FGM, female genital mutilation. I want you to see what one of those things, it looks like a Barbie doll. I looked it up one year. I almost threw up. They cut them when they're young and sew it up. It looks like a Barbie doll. There's nothing there. This is the erasure of woman. And the people who hold the girls down to hack up their vaginas are other women. Go look up breast ironing that they do in Africa. They take a hot fucking rock and press it on a young girl's chest to stop her from developing. They're disfigured and scarred. Look it up, breast ironing. They're doing it in Africa, in some countries. What did that look like to you when you see that mannequin with the face covered up like that? What does that do to you as a woman? I'm telling you, ladies, we need to do better. We need to do better. And then we have somebody in here with a Muslim name talking about all this, that, and the other with assholes and all this other stuff. Sir, sit down. I don't know what it is that you're used to, but I'm telling you, you will get cussed the fuck out over here because I'm probably not what you're used to. I will cuss you the fuck out up and down. And I will cuss you out to your fucking face. Sit the fuck down, sir. Sit down. Sit down. Your words have no bearing over here. And so I want us women to be aware. I want us to be aware that men, these lower vibrational beings, where it is that they would head us if left unchecked, where it is that we're headed, chopped up pussies, covered up faces, and shamed for having feminine features. But meanwhile, they want to talk about how they love femininity, but just hate it when it's manifested into the feminine. What did that look like to you to see those faces covered up? I know that nigga's not gonna leave. He ain't gonna leave until I drag him the fuck out of here. He won't leave until I block him. Because it's the ebony womb holder mystique. He can't peel himself away. No matter how much I cuss him. He won't even call. Why don't you call in? Call in. The phone number is right here. Call in, sir. Oh, yes. In certain Muslim countries, it is legal for men to hold each other's hands, but you can't hold a woman's hand in public. But those same men take that dicking and a sticking up their backside behind closed doors. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. I am Felice. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Yes, hi, Felice. Welcome to the line. Talk to us.
Okay. So I actually wanted to bring the standpoint of
I'm sorry. I just need to address something real quick.
breastfeeding.
Pause for just one moment. I support no religion. I am against religion and the dogmas thereof. Whether Christianity, Judaism, Islam, I support no religion. These religions, as we know it, were all written and made by men who have a spin pushing their agenda and their narrative. The Bible is a misogynistic text worshiping a demonic, like, quote unquote, God who has to make bets with lower beings to torture his humble servants. No. So let's not try to pretend as if, look, Islam is being called out right now because there's a person in the comments with a Muslim name. But all of these religions have problematic parts of it. We talked about being raised in Judeo-Christian societies. We talked about that in the beginning of this broadcast. These men have run amok, and it is time that the rise of the feminine came and pulled this back under wraps, got this back into control. Men have shown that they are incapable of leading well. So it is time for women to rise up. It is time. I'm sorry. Tell me your name one more time. I just had to address that real quick.
Oh, no problem. Well, I go by Shay. My name's Shalise. I go by Shay.
Okay, hi, Shay.
I'm in South Carolina. So I actually wanted to talk about breastfeeding.
Okay, let's talk about breastfeeding.
So I've had a very interesting experience with breastfeeding. So I have 4 children, 4 sons. And when I first went to breastfeed my first son, it was very interesting because my mother-in-law frowned upon it. Different elders in my family started frowning upon it. telling me basically I should just give my baby the bottle, like the formula. And I'm like, no, I want to feed my baby with, the nature that I was born to, to do for my baby. This is what I want to do. And it was just so frowned upon. Every time if I was around family members or anything, they would be like, you just need to cover up. You just don't feed no baby out here. Don't do all of that and all this. And if you're in public, oh my goodness, the looks that you get, especially what's interesting is especially from the elder Black community. But however, we were wet nurses and different things back in slavery. They wanted us to feed their children, but frowned upon us feeding ours.
Let me tell you something. I studied media arts. And so in studying media arts, I also studied advertisement. And when it was time for people to sell formula, when they wanted to sell a product, that's when they started demonizing breastfeeding. I don't give an F what any quote unquote elder has to say who is against breastfeeding. That breast is best, breast is most natural. And a lot of these people have been, let me tell you something. Some of these elder Black people have internalized misogyny, internalized inferiority, a lot of that stuff. So you can't be listening to all of them when they're talking about different numbers of things. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, and I fed all, so I breastfed all my sons. I actually am breastfeeding my fourth son currently, and I didn't care whether it was, my husband listening to my mother-in-law. I didn't care. I was like, listen, I'm breastfeeding my children until they wean. That's exactly what I'm going to do, and that is just me. And I pushed forth no matter what backlash. And another thing that I noticed is when I had hospital experiences, every time I went to the hospital, they would always seem like they were trying to skew my idea of almost breastfeeding. Let's go ahead if you want to, you think you're getting enough and stuff like that. And then I would be like, oh, this person can't come in my room anymore. Like whoever that was.
Some of them will even take your baby and put your baby on formula in the doggone hospital so that you have to now get your baby's mouth accustomed to your nipple because they done shoved the bottle in the baby's mouth. Listen, these are businesses and businesses, they can't make money. This is why they don't promote fasting. This is why they don't promote health supporting ways. They're always talking about health care, but it's really sick care.
Yep. And during my birth plan, I always put the baby could not leave my presence. So when they come in and they try to check him out or something like that, check my kids out, and then I'll be like, nope, you can't. If I'm asleep, you have to wake me up. Don't try to take my baby nowhere. Don't try to pick him up without me. I'm very protective over the space in the room and over my child, period. And I just would love to encourage, because I am going to go get a certification in order to be a lactation specialist myself. And I just encourage women to breastfeed your children as much as you can. I understand some people may not be able to, but if you're able to, I just encourage to breastfeed. Get past that first month because it hurt. But get past that first month.
But they have creams to numb the
press
nipple.
Forth.
They do have creams, and there's also, lanolin and stuff like that. So.
Yep. So I just say press forth. That's really all I wanted to say. But I'm just saying it's a great conversation to have within our community when it comes to breastfeeding, because we need to make sure that our young women coming after us are understanding that you can do it. You can breastfeed.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I put the Cash App link inside the description of the video. It's in the description of the video. It's also, listen, if you're enjoying the show, contribute to the show. We have brought in $282 for this broadcast, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. We're probably going to take another phone call or so because we've been on for almost 3 hours. I've already had to eat twice while I'm on air. So, absolutely. Listen, are you all still upset by that Muslim name dude? I haven't even seen his comments in a minute. Is he bothering you all? You know, people are free to block anybody that they choose to block. Nonetheless, phone lines are open 323-488-3149. Then I'm going to check the apples and then we're going to get out of here. All right, a few apples have come in. Perfect. So I'm going to grab those in a moment. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, good afternoon, Tonya. My name is Rose, and I'm calling from New York.
Hey, Rose. Welcome. New York and Florida in the house heavy today. Welcome, Rose.
Yes, thank you so much. I kind of just wanted to piggyback off a little bit of off the last two calls. So the first one, when you were stating how if we were to look at, a picture of a father and son showing their back, we wouldn't have the same reaction. And at first, I was kind of thinking about it, right? And when you were stating your points, I kind of started agreeing with you. It is true. Like once, the way society makes us view ourselves, we immediately are quick to say, "Oh my gosh, she shouldn't be doing that with her daughter. Why is she showing off like that?" Because we're going based off what men are telling us what we should be doing. And I do feel like, that is correct because at the end of the day, she just posed the picture. It wasn't like she was insinuating anything or saying like, come check my daughter out. It's just, we're two beautiful women, genetics. We have the same genetics and we're twinning. It's kind of like a thing like that where I felt. Then also the other call about the breastfeeding. I've had that experience, and I feel like a lot of women, we need to start sticking together and starting to learn how to love each other and band together because I also had that experience with my family. And I come from a Catholic background. I also don't support religion, but I just come from
Is your
that
family
background where.
Latino?
I'm sorry?
Your family's Latino?
Yes. I am
And
Panamanian and Dominican. So
and
I
your
also
family was
suffer through
against
colorism.
breastfeeding?
Yeah, so this is the thing. My grandmother came from Panama, and she is a white Hispanic, what we would
Oh,
call.
okay.
Yeah, and she had two children, different fathers. So my mother is black Hispanic, because she
Okay.
had her with another Panamanian. My mom's dark skin. I'm also brown skin. So I
Okay.
felt a lot of colorism in the Hispanic community. It's a lot of colorism. So I really felt that within my own family dynamic. There is a lot of misogyny and upholding of patriarchy where the boys are favorited and even treated better. I came from that background. And then also I was very disappointed and sad. My mom and my grandmother did not support me when I was breastfeeding. And the only reason that I stuck through it was because I knew and I felt for myself that that's what I wanted to give to my child. But I would also, like the other caller, face comments like that, like, well, why don't you just breastfeed him instead of saying, oh, is there anything I can help you with to help you breastfeed the baby? And they would just say, oh, just give him the bottle, just buy him formula. I did that for you, and you turned out great. Or and the only also when I would breastfeed in public, um, the only looks of encouragement I would say that I would receive were from women of other countries um, that weren't per se here in America. They would like, smile at me. But I would get dirty looks from women here, also from men, just longing gazes. And I would look at them and just say, like, can I help you? And I would always have my cover. But it's so sad that we have to live in a world where I have to cover because I don't want you sexualizing my child while I'm just feeding it the way God intended me to. So yeah, I just feel like, women should start sticking together and we should empower each other and all the things that we want to do and accomplish and start viewing our bodies as free. Because a lot of times also when I would tell my friends that I was breastfeeding, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I will never let my son suck on my boob." But but we have these men trying to do that to us, but we won't use our bodies
You
for what
know, this is
it's
this
intended to.
this call and the last call is just confirmation about the damn ignorance that a lot of
Yes.
people allow themselves to be indoctrinated into. Like they just allow themselves to just believe anything that these advertisers say. So they want to sell you some formula, then all of a sudden they're like, "You don't want to have a long saggy bosom. So get yourself this
Wh-
baby formula."
Which is hilarious because if you do research, once you get pregnant, if you're pregnant, your breast change automatically.
Yeah,
So they're gonna
definitely.
be like that regardless, and it's just so sad. And just like how you said that they will give your baby formula, my first child was in the ICU, and I will
Mhm.
come to visit him. One day I popped up, they were giving him formula. And when I was like, "Why aren't you giving him breast milk?" They opened the fridge was full of my breast milk. Just, yeah. So I just wanted to call
And
in and
and the thing
give,
about it is that breast milk actually helps babies heal.
yes, yes.
So
And
he's
when
in
they
the
say it's liquid
ICU
gold, I'm telling you,
when he needs
yes,
your breast the most. When he needs that milk the most.
exactly.
I got
Exactly.
chills because this
And
is so
I feel like a
disheartening.
lot of our society buys into that idea. Like the olders buy into the idea and then they want to pass it down to their next generation and the next generation because it's kind of like
Listening to these
you kind of end up
advertisers.
giving in because you have no support. I literally, like, I didn't have any support from anybody. My friends looked at me weird. My family looked at me weird. So it was literally just up to me, my full willpower and love that I had to my child, that I said, if I'm able to breastfeed, I want to breastfeed. And I just feel like us women, we need to do so much better. And like how you said, it's really the religion that has us in a chokehold where
Yeah.
we are literally embarrassed about ourselves. Just like I
Yeah.
said about the Bible and the Quran. Why were we created and then shamed for the way that we are created? That seems just backwards to me.
Listen, everybody who is here, go read Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. That book will change your
Oh,
life and the way that you view religion and your place on this earth. Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. I don't promote books very often on my platform, but that is a book that we all need to read. When I have the audiobooks and when I'm going to sleep, I play the audiobooks. I listened to them years ago when I was in Central and South America, when I had those long bus rides and all of that stuff. I would just play Conversations with God. And so
wow.
now I just play it when because I wake up in the middle of the night, and then when I need to go back to sleep, I just put on my Conversation with God audiobook, and then I go back to sleep
Hmm.
with the ideas just reminding me of my power as a being. You really need to listen to that,
Yes.
especially if you believe in a vengeful or jealous God. Listen to the audiobooks. It's life changing. If you've been confused about some of the hypocrisies of religion, listen to the audiobook. Listen, it's a 3-part series. I did all 3 parts.
Oh,
So
wow. Yes, I will
listen.
definitely check that book out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Okay. And so, in the same way that so many of us were changed by Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Conversations with God is a life changer. I stopped being, when I was about 19, 20 years old and I read the Bible, I was no longer a Christian by the time I got to the book of Job. When I got to the book of Job, I was so sick to my stomach. The story of Job disgusted me. I could not worship a God like that. I could not respect a God like that who had to make a bet with the devil about whether or not Job would cave. And after that, I was like, I was done. And then in 2012, I found the books Conversation with God. I was on this spiritual path. I'd met my twin flame, and I was just on this. Everything was so haywire around me, and I had to find answers. And when I found the book Conversations with God, it answered so many questions and things that I had wondered, and especially about homosexuality and bad people and negativity and positivity and all that other stuff. It answers so many questions for me. All right, so I'm going to read the apples. This is your last chance to get the apples in before I jump out of here. And Chocolate is saying, I love the Bible. You know, there's different types of people out there. There's different types of people out there. For some people, the Bible is what they need. You know, for me, you know, listen. When I first listen, when I was a vegan and I was just trying to eat vegetables and leaves and all of that, when I first tried veganism, I was hungry all day. It never satisfied me. Didn't give me what it is that I needed. And so I started eating chicken again. I am back to I eat mainly a vegetarian diet now, right? Or plant-based diet now. And I find myself fuller because I incorporate fats and starches. So people try to tell you potatoes are bad, but I eat potatoes and chickpeas and avocado and almonds. And I eat a lot of nice, rich, savory foods, flax seeds. And so I'm constantly filling myself with good nutrition. And now I feel full. I feel satisfied. My skin glows. As you see, I am blemish free. I got people coming from all around who just can't quit me and leave my broadcast, right? These are the things that satisfy my soul. The Bible didn't do it for me, especially after I had my near-death experience in 2007. Once I had my near-death experience and I realized what it felt like to begin to die, and the illusion, the veil was lifted for me, and I just Christianity, religion, it's just not, it's not, I can't sink my teeth into it. It's not enough for me. But everybody out there is different. Listen, I know a very intelligent woman whom I care about a lot, and I respect her as a person, as a woman, as a professional. She's a Christian and she believes in that Bible, and you know, I respect her choice. I respect everybody's choice out there to do what it is that they choose. Do what is right for you. I knew what was right for me. I knew what was right for me. So, nonetheless, I want you all to do two different things. There's two different things, right? I want you to go over to my other channel on YouTube, www.youtube.com/at Tonya TKO clips. I'm putting the link in the description. I'm not in, well, it's in the, well, it's not in the description, but I just put it in the comments. Go check that page out. I just created that page to put the shorter videos that I edit up on that page. And also join the text notification squad. I'm going to check the apples. I'm giving you a few more moments to get your apples in. But here's the commercial for the text notification squad.
Are you tired of missing Tonya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TonyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TonyaTKO.com/text.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have not already, join the text notification squad. I just put the link inside of the comments. It's TonyaTKO.com. Just click on text. It's $1.99 a month plus fees to get a text notification. We also have a chat group behind the scenes where we communicate between broadcasts. It's a fun little group. It's $1.99 a month if you're in the US, $4.99 if you're international. And I listen, I thought most ethnic people breastfed and were happy to breastfeed. I'm sad to hear about so many people being lambasted. I'm glad that they had the strength. I can't even imagine how many people were manipulated by this European American propaganda and the advertising companies. So I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. I want to know what your self-love lesson was learned from today's video. We're going to go ahead and check these apples right now. All right, Amira sends $5 and says, for love. Charlie sends $1. Lariel sends $2 and says, for being you and standing up for Black women. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. Bronx Bayou sends $1. Kendra sends $3 and says, I love your channel. I'm a knockout for life. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so today, there's one more. Roxanne sends 333 and says, first time, and I love you for speaking up for us. Thank you. Thank you. I don't really know when I spoke up for us in this video because, I just be in the zone, but I appreciate it if I believe you all. So today we brought in $292 on this broadcast from the contributions in the apples. So see that down at the bottom? So I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I feel that this is a job well done today. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. So on that note, I want to hear your self-love lessons. What are the self-love lessons that you all gathered from today's video? And is there a way that we can get to 300, just $8 more? Is there a way that we can make it an even 3? I hate odd numbers. All right, so so let's go into the self-love lessons. Let's talk about what we learned. Go ahead and type SLL and let me see what your self-love lesson is that you learned from today's video. I want to see. I can't worship a God that hates me and says I'm a demon, or that you're born a sinner and you're going to go to hell and get roasted. You say women need to stick together. Do I say that? I think that we need to rise up the feminine. I do not believe that all women need to stick together because every woman is on a different agenda. I believe the feminine needs to rise up, yes. However, I respect each woman's journey that she's on. She just can't be near me with any type of journey. Women need to stop shaming each other. SLL, that's the self-love lesson. All right, Alana is over here telling mama jokes. I don't know what's going on in the comments. I don't know what is going on. SLL, don't listen to Christians who tell you that God is love, but they hate that he creates beautiful Black women. Well, that's an interesting point right there. My self-love lesson is that women need to know their power and not be ashamed of their bodies at all. Go to the gym and get a bigger booty. Well, listen, muscles are built. Well, they say, listen, look, study more Black history. Holy crap, learned so much today. Did you, Brianna? Oh my goodness. SLL, be unapologetic about your divine femininity. SLL, ladies, shake your yams. Don't let men body shame you. Love your body, it's yours. Love being a woman. Free your mind and the rest will follow. SOL, next time you feel yourself tempted to tell a woman what she should or shouldn't do with her body, stop and ask yourself first, who gets to decide how she feels about her body and why do her actions have to match up with your ideas of modesty? Oh my goodness, read that comment right there. Yes, yes. Love your body and forget anybody who has anything to say. SLL, accept the feminine. I don't like being called auntie. You can call me sis. I don't like being called auntie by especially people who are big adults and stuff. No, I don't like it. So I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying that, but until it sticks, you call me sis if you want, but auntie I don't resonate with. Give me another 20 years or so and maybe I'll change my mind, but not now. There's nothing wrong with your body. There's something wrong with their minds. Absolutely. Move your body like this. SOL, be open to learn. Yes, absolutely. We did go through many canals in this broadcast where people just could not hear themselves. And it's up to you to really hear yourself. Can someone tell me the name of that book? Conversations with God. Victoria, you're not listening to me? Eat healthy and take vitamins. As a matter of fact, yes, I need to go get some fruit. I'm in the mood for some fruit right now. I wonder if I should go to the grocery store. It's starting to get dark. The temperature. Let me check the temperature. I can't even see the temperature. SOL, get Tonya 300. You're so funny. Stop judging others when you haven't judged yourself first. Very interesting. It's the way the creation story has been told. Woman was made for man, so man feels like he has a right to govern what woman does and do. Exactly, and everybody doesn't believe in that creation story. Hey, I got the 8. Hey! I'm going to pull up the apples before we get out of here. SOL, work on my veganism. You know what? Do what feels right for you. Listen to your body. You know, every once in a while, I crave tuna, you know, and if I ever crave tuna, I'm going to eat the tuna because I'm craving it. I don't crave it often, but I say maybe once, twice a year, I crave some tuna. So if I crave, forget these labels. Forget all these damn labels and all these confines that you have to live within. Find a diet that works for you. And if you fall off, get back on. Just eat more vegetables, eat more fruit. You know, since I haven't had any flour product, any bread, any flour product since December. And I feel different in my body. I feel different. For a little while, my knee, because you all know that I had like an arthritic crick in my knee. For a little while, the arthritic crick went away. And then I started eating dairy. I was craving some yogurt, so I got some dairy. I also craved some sour cream, so I ate some of that. And I also had some cheese. And then the crick in my knee came back. So I'm thinking that a lot of these things have to do with inflammation, etc. So listen to your body. Listen to what your body calls for and craves for. I've been craving a lot of sweet fruits lately since I've stopped eating sugar and flour and cakes and cookies and stuff like that. So I just say listen to your body and see how your body feels on certain things, you know? See how And so I tried veganism for a month and I literally felt like my body was shutting down. Thanks for the advice. You know, you really have to just kind of tune what is right for your particular body. You have to experiment with different things, get a cookbook and try different, because sometimes we're not getting all the nutrients that we need. Sometimes we're not getting because you know what? Listen, you could eat ketchup all day and be vegan. French fries are vegan. Vegan means nothing. How much plants, fruits, vegetables are you eating? Are you eating a balanced diet? Quinoa is a complete protein. It's a grain, but it's also a complete protein. And so what are you doing to stay on top of making sure that you're getting the nutrients that your body needs? So DCL is saying I cut out sugar. That's a diet I can do for life. So LL says diet control is so hard. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's not hard. Once you break your addiction, you know, you have to get rid of your addiction to these things. And sometimes you need to leave your environment to get rid of your addictions. Sometimes you need to branch out. I'll show you. Hold on. This is my Instagram page, right? I'm going to show you all because I've released a tremendous amount of weight. I released so much when I went on my healing journey, right? So from last year to this year, I've released a lot, right? So I've always been I'm beautiful. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm a beautiful woman. So this is me with makeup on. Let me pull it to this screen here. This is me with makeup on about a year ago. This is me actually January 19th, 2022. This is me a year ago, right? Oh, when I was selling the stuff, right? Oh, look at all my knockouts. This goes back through memory lane, right? So you all remember this is it's too small on this screen, but so my face was much fuller before. Look, you see that was my face a year ago, right? And I released. I'm a cutie. I'm a cutie, right? However, you see my face was much larger then. And so I released. You all remember this? Oh my goodness. So yeah, so it's like what is this? I've been looking for a video that I haven't been able to find. Let me see. What's need to be right. Language. And then he goes on. You call my statement a fact whining, exaggerating like a cabin or a baka. Only one whining is about you black man, cause you can't get one worth a damn. That one need to stay with you. Tonya TKO show at it again. Typical female sign. Shame, tactics, insults, guilt need to be right. Language. And then he goes on. You call my statement a fact whining, exaggerating like a cabin or a blacker. Only one whining is about you black man, cause you can't get one worth a damn. That one need to stay with you. Tonya TKO show at it again. I don't know what video that's from. I've been looking for this because I wanted to put this up in a series I'm doing talking about I don't speak Bumglish. Oh my goodness. So this was from 2020, December 2020. I need to look for that video and see. But yeah, so you all see I've released a lot over these past. This was me in 2020, right? And so I've released a lot. Oh, look at this. Plump gal. Ah, Miraz. Look at that. There, yes, bump up in the front. Yeah, what I'm talking about. You see, one thing that I can say is that when you come from a Caribbean background, we're not taught the same type of body shame as people here in this country. I don't know why. Just going back through, oh, look, this was me when I used to go through my walk through the desert. Look at my plump old face. I have such a baby face. Look at me. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at me. Oh, this is me with my girl when we went to the spa. Oh, my goodness. This brings back such memories. Oh, look at how plump my face is here. I look like a completely different person. Completely different person. So I just want to encourage you all. Changing your diet is not difficult when you find the gumption from inside to create the change. You know what I mean? When you really truly find that, oh, look at me with pink hair. I am so pretty. Oh my goodness. Look at me. Oh, my. Where is that dress? I had a purple dress. That dress gone now. Oh, look at me. I'm so precious. Yeah, these, it's like you when you live in those times are so hard, but when you look back, these are the good old days. because this was when I was living in my trailer. Times were very difficult. Look at my face.
Because I haven't sucked dick in such a long time.
When I used to do the reaction videos. Oh my gracious. This was me when I was trying to get
homie sent me this.
Trying to get my hair color together and just experimenting. That's the thing. Oh man. Anyway, I'm just going down a trip down memory lane. This when I worked for the elections. These were the good old days. These were the good old days. Oh. All right, listen, anyway, I will see you all in the precious. Look at me. I'm so precious. I'm so precious. Oh my goodness. Look at me. Look at me. So sometimes I wonder if I should go back to the dark hair. Because you know what, this particular color, in the beginning of the broadcast, I said I do want it to be a little more champagne, but I love this color on myself. But the darker color also looks nice too. So I don't know. Darker or lighter. Oh, I do look amazing with dark hair. Look, this was when I used to be natural. This was before I went, and oh my goodness. Look at me. Look at me. Look at my natural hair. Oh, I remember all of these days. Such good times. Look at the way I did my natural hair. Oh, I love that style. So pretty, so pretty. This was when I remember this day. I was in my trailer. It was hot as a mother effer in that trailer. Whoo! It was hot, but I had to do what I had to do. I was in the deserts of California. Look at the prettiness. Look at this. Look at this. Hey! I think I had gained a bit of weight from the stress of being displaced. And then it just creeped up on me slowly. I didn't realize that it was there. Look, you see, I'm wide, but I didn't realize that the weight had really creeped up on me until it was too late. Look at this fat baby. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the good old memories. Oh, these were the good. Ooh, you all remember Safari? Certain things that I got. Woo, child. Listen. Oh, my. All right. That's why Erykah Badu couldn't leave that situation. Man, you all remember Infinite Waters Running Deep? Oh, that man has such good energy in person, but I've heard some trifling things about him from the women online. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, the good old days. Look, big body gal. Yes. Anyway, yeah, so I think the stress from all of that, I packed on weight, but I'd always been, in the journey. Oh, remember when I did that glamour shoot? Man, my beauty is unmatched. I am stunning. And the crazy part is that I had dated a guy who attempted to diminish my tremendous level of beauty because he claimed that he couldn't see it. And look, you have to stay away from people who are not, if they ain't for you, they against you. Get them people out of your life. Look at my cute face. Look at this face. Look at this face. Oh, my goodness. I look so cute. Anyway, listen, let me get off of this broadcast. These were the days of discovery. You know what? I will say that the real you is born. The real you is born in the hard time. So if there's anybody out there who's going through a hard time, don't fret. Trouble don't last always. The real you is born through those challenges. Just continue to push on. I'm telling you, because you decide who you are during those hard times. This was when I was living in my car. I remember when I took this photo. I was outside of this Starbucks, and it was a super moon, and I remember because I had stayed in there as long as I could until it was just so late. And then I came out and there was this super moon outside, and I just took photos of it because it was just so beautiful. But yeah, this was when I was living in my car. All of this, when I went to this award show, I got dressed in my car. I bathed up in the sink. You all know Mark Lamont Hill, right? Hey, Listen, man, oh man, oh man. He used to be so fine. I don't know what happened to him. I did not mean to say that out loud publicly. Erase that from the record. I did not mean to say that. Look at this bodaciousness. What would it be like if women saw their bodacious curves and loved them? What would that look like? Look, this was when I raised the $12,000 when I was living in my car. You know what? When I tell you that you all have supported me and gone through so many journeys with me, thank you. My goodness. That look, this was my 100K plaque that it was stolen. Oh man, but you know what? This was the plane ride that changed everything. When I landed from that plane ride, my life would not be the same again. That was the day that changed everything. Before that, I was just, this person. I was this fun, bubbly. I thought I loved myself before. I thought I loved myself. But that self-love had not been tested. Oh, look at Tonya. Look at that. Man. I thought I loved myself before. And it wasn't until I ended up living in my car. Like, it's easy to smile like this when you got no issues. When I took these pictures here, man, I had no issues. Everything was going well. And that plane ride changed everything. When I landed on the ground, everything was different. And I had to crawl up out of a hole. When I tell you I had to crawl up out of a hole, let me tell you. This right here is my book of affirmation, self-love. I wrote this book. These are the affirmations I said when I was living in my car, when I needed to create a shift and rise up. I said these affirmations to myself when I didn't even believe them. These are the most powerful affirmations that I said. This book is on Amazon. The link is in the description. Look, this is even when Wendy Williams was on top. And then, it's like people come, people go, people rise, people fall. And it's like during the hard times, that's when you will know who you are. These affirmations helped me rise up out of the hardest time of my life when I didn't know how I could love myself. Because you know what? I had built up so much of my self-love being related to me being able to care for myself, me having money, me being this boss, me having power. But if all of the things that I love, like to me, self-love is buying yourself organic food. To me, self-love is having the power to make moves when you need to make moves. But when you can't make moves, when you don't have power, when you can't buy yourself nice foods, when you can't even control where it is that you sleep, how you sleep, how do you love yourself? And I had to ask myself those questions. And these affirmations got me to where it is that I am now. And I am doing well now. I'm abundant beyond. It was the falling down that helped me break through a ceiling that I'd never been able to break before. It was falling down. So listen, I know that there are some of you out there who are down right now, but don't worry. Trouble don't last always. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You will rise again. And if Wendy Williams has set up her life in such a way that she will rise back up again, she will rise. The story is not over. I lived in my car for a year. And by the end of the year, all of the abundance mindset that I had was gone. I didn't feel I was abundant. I didn't know if I would make it back out of it again. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was going to be me forever. I did not know if I was just going to get sucked under. I didn't know. But here I am on the other side of it. Here I am. So listen, I love you all. Let me give you all a hug. Hug, 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 hug. All right, go out there and love one another. Oh, we got some apples. I forgot we had some apples that have come in. Let me read the apples because we got over 300. We did. Thank you. Let me grab these. I'm gonna do my last. Hey, 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 hey. All right. So let's see what we have here. Hey, Alana sent the $8 and says, love you. All right. Basically, Hannah, let me pull this. Oh, I forgot this thing was plugged in. My bad. My goodness. Okay. Let me just put that right back there. My bad. My bad. All right. So where were we? Where were we? All right. So basically, Hannah sent $8. Ebo says, let's make it 300 then. Yay! Alexis sent 8 and Amanda sent 2 for great content. And that brought us over the 300 and we came up to 326. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I think $300 for a day's work, you know, for the 3 hours that we've been, oh my gosh, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let's get off of this. Let's get off of this. I appreciate you all. I love you all very much. Yes, you know, I got over the hump. I did. I got over the hump and I am here to tell the tale. I got over it and I'm more confident. I'm more rooted in who it is that I am. I speak more forthrightly without, you know, trying to be cute. Like when I was like back in the days, I used to try to be cute when I made my videos. I used to try to be positive and uplifting and speak in a way that I thought was appealing to people and the male gaze and stuff like that. But I don't give a F no more. I curse now. I didn't curse before. You know, I lived in a prison of other people's perception. I lived in a prison of other people's perception, and I'm glad that I'm no longer in that prison. So I'm happy about that. Listen, I appreciate all of you. I will see you all in the next video. I don't know what the subject will be. I need to sit down and spend some time editing. That's what I need to do. Today is Friday. So I need, oh goodness, I didn't make any plans for tonight. But let me see what's going on. I appreciate all of you. And whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's some unwellness inside of yourself, whether it's your parents, your child, whether you're having financial insecurity, whether or not you're having health insecurity, whether you're having emotional, physical insecurity, I'm telling you, continue to put one foot in front of the other. There are no mistakes. There is a higher version of yourself that, hey, Eve just sent one through. Thank you. So wow. Okay. Let me refresh. It says we're at 326, which means that must have been in before. So Eve says, amazing as always. Let me send some hearts there. So that took us to 326, but how? Oh no. Okay, it just updated. 351. Okay, perfect. I even forgot what I was saying now. I was saying one foot in front of the other. I'm sorry, you all. I lost my train of thought. If I could sum up anything for you all, I would say just whatever it is that you're going through. Now I remember where I was at. Whatever it is that you're going through, continue to put one foot in front of the other. There is a higher energy to yourself, a higher intelligence that if you came into this life saying that there's a particular thing that you wanted, I said that I wanted to be an author. Remember, I left my business. I wanted to be an author, but I wasn't an author. It was the falling down and living in my car that the book was born. Even before the book was published, I was an author. The book birthed itself out of me. You know how sometimes you feel self-conscious and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. Oh, who am I to this? No, that book said, Tonya, I am ready to be born. And I put my fingers to the keyboard and I created the entire book myself. All of the designs. I was able to curate the artwork, and it all just came together. I was an author. And so what is it that your life is calling for you to be? What is it calling from you to be and show up as? And the trouble that you're going through right now, the hard time that you're going through right now, there is a you of the future on the other side of it. Who is that person? And that's who you have to decide who you are. In these troubled times, you have to decide who you are on the other side of that. Who I was is very similar to the woman that I am today. I had always wanted to be rooted and grounded and powerful. And it took me falling down. It took me going through those journeys. It took me all of that, the public ridicule, the people making all these terrible videos about me when I was at my lowest, and really having to learn how to love myself when I had nothing. It was that helped me become the woman that you see today. I mean, because you all remember, I don't know if you all know or not, but like 10 years ago when I was making videos, I spoke different. And there are people who are like, "Oh, we miss the old Tonya." I don't, because there was pretense. I'll show you an old video of me from 10 years ago. I'll show you an old video of me. Let's get to the, what is this? I want to get, what channel is this? I'm going to show you all. Why is this not taking me to the end? I want to see the end with my, let's see, date. Let me organize this by date. Right. YouTube is not cooperating with me. This YouTube is playing itself. It's keeping me, I'm trying to, let's see. I have 30, ugh, this is so much. They don't make it easy to, go through your videos, because I'm just going to keep pressing to go through, because I want you all to see the way I spoke 10 years ago. I want you to just see the way I performed for the camera, the way I contorted myself to be more pleasing and amenable, and the way that it's just taking me, it's just, though, if you see, it's just taking me page by page, 50 videos per page. And it's not, it's like taking me, I have to search for the name of a video from 10 years ago. Let me search for the word, what can I search for? I don't even know. Gosh, I don't even remember. This is so frustrating, because I have thousands of videos. So it's like taking me through this whole rigmarole. Why are they playing me like this? It's still in 2021 and I've gone through all these pages. Yeah, but you know what? So people may miss the old you who attempted to be more pleasing to them. You know what I mean? They may miss the old you who, it just took me back to 2023 somehow. I don't know how. But now I'm back in 2023. I don't know how it did that. I'm trying to, why is it doing that? That's date. And then I don't know why it's not sorting. Oh, here, look. These are the old videos. Okay, wait. Old videos? What year is this? This is 2013. Exactly 10 years ago. This is exactly 10 years ago. But why is it all mixed up? Why is 10 years ago video mixed? Oh, I'm in live. No wonder. I need to be in videos. No wonder. And then I'll sort by date, because I wasn't doing lives in the beginning. Okay, so here. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, let's find 10 years ago. Let's find that. Let's find, because I still haven't done my 15-year anniversary video just yet. But this, I'm going to show you all how I spoke to the camera before. How, you know, I mean, I was younger then, but still, this is 2008 here. I just want to, because even up until, this is when Obama got elected. Oh, these were, oh, look at me. This is when I had my hair dark back in the days when I took that photo. This is when I lived in that little closet in Harlem. It's unbelievable. Manhunt. Oh, this is when I was in the Caribbean. Oh, all of these. This is the good old days here. But I'm trying to find 2013, right before I closed my business, because that's when I changed. When I closed my business and I ended up living in my car, I changed from the type of person that I was before. You know, like that woman who called in and was like, "Oh, I used to try to be a good girl and all this other stuff," right? Yeah, you could try to be a good girl all you want. You could try to be pleasing to these people. It doesn't matter how flat you make yourself, how small you squeeze yourself. People will still want you to be flatter. They'll still here we getting into 2013. This is, wait, where's the date? Where's the date? Where's the date? I'm gonna see. All right, this is 2011. This is 2011. I want us to get to 2013. I want to do 10 years, right? Here. Here. And you know what? The building blocks of who it is that, here it is, March 2013. Let's see if we can find here, January 2013. What a woman really means when she says no. So here's a video that I'm making for men, right? And so this was probably a man day where I'm talking to men here. Here, let's see.
Hello, my little lovebirds. Tonya TKO here, and this is video 2 of 3. In the first video, we talked about the conclusion of that story, the war on sex, where that guy was trying to get that girl, and I found it. Should I restart this video? No, I'm gonna keep going. I made a faux pas. Listen, in the first video, we talked about the story with that young lady who was hard to get because she had been hurt, and
So
the
you
guy
see,
and what he
speaking
did to
in a
break.
way to be more pleasing, to make sure that I'm not offensive, you know, to make sure that I'm just a little more, you know, congenial. And so this is when I did my big chop, right? You all remember this, when I did my big chop and shaved off all my hair, right? You all remember this? When I decided to go au natural.
Hello, my little lovebirds. Tonya TKO here. And as you see, I am in a towel. I've been sitting here for the longest time. For those of you who don't know, today I'm doing my big chop.
Yeah, you see the ways that women act when they're young and wanting to be pleasing. Now I don't give a fuck who is pleased or not pleased besides myself, right? And so that's 10 years ago. And that is, oh, look at me after I'd done my chop. Ladies, before you take any love advice, watch and listen. Let's see. Let's see what I have to say. This dress, I love that dress, but I don't know where that dress went. I got that at a sample sale in Manhattan.
Hello, all of my loves out there in Loverland. Tonya TKO here. And if I could wish you anything this morning, I would wish you love without a limit. Today's topic is, before you take love advice, do this. Number
Yeah,
one,
I wish you love without a limit. I wish that people would love themselves enough to speak frankly and curtly without having to contort themselves into a version of themselves that they think is more pleasing to other people. That's what I would wish for anybody. So nonetheless, I remember those days. But yeah, so nonetheless, I just want to tell you all, step into yourself as a woman, as a womb holder. I am working on the retreat for us as we speak, right? Mecca is saying, I like the current Tonya more. It don't matter. Don't matter what you like. What do I like? What do I like? That's what matters. I'm not interested in anybody else's opinion of me. Think about yourself. I don't make these videos and show these things so that you can talk about me and see what you like about me. I need you to look at yourself and see what you like about you. You should not be discussing me right now. You should be discussing you, because the self-love lesson always has to reflect back inward to yourself. That's that. What you think about Tonya, that don't matter. What do you think of yourself? How have you grown and changed through your trials? How have you triumphed over your trials? I am showing you the way I was before I ended up living in my car, and even over the past year or two, I've also changed because I feel like time is running out and I don't have the time to be coy in my messages. I need to get to the point. I feel like I just need to just say what needs to be said now, because that's it. That's it. All right. So nonetheless, I will see you all in the next video. Let me just check the apples real quick one more time. Oh my goodness. We got some more apples that have come in. Let me grab these real quick before I go. Ayan sends $49 and says, let's make it 400. And that actually brought it up to 400 on the dot. Let me send some hearts through. Yay! Wow. And then it looks like there's one more apple that came in. $1 took it up to 401. Hey! And she says sexism, mother and daughter had it on 3007. Had it on bin 3007. Oh, mother and daughter had it been 3007. Oh, so you're talking about Andre 3000 and the Sun 7. Yes, if they were showing their backs, and even if they had on Speedos, nobody would say anything. No, because our bodies, this is what I'm saying. Religion has done a number on us. So listen, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. And you can always send apples even when I'm not on air. I receive them and I send you the emoji back. That's the only way we can respond, is with emojis. So yes, you are right with that. Oops, let me heart. Absolutely. So listen, I'm going to get out of here. This has been a long broadcast, almost 4 hours. So let me jump out of here. I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I am out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself, what I learned, the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is that, honestly, the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is that sometimes we can't see ourselves and we can't hear ourselves. Like when I was on the phone with the woman who just couldn't hear what she was saying, and when we were on with Vanessa and she couldn't hear what she was saying, it makes me look inward at how do I show up in conversations in which I just want to be right, when I'm responding, when I'm listening to respond, or responding just to respond, instead of really just absorbing and kind of filtering through, especially if I'm talking to a trusted party. Now far too often we're not talking to trusted parties. So sometimes we have to filter out a lot. And so so the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is, much like when I was in my heavier body, I couldn't see myself. I couldn't see that my face was so plump. I couldn't see it. I was just like, oh, nobody can really see the weight. Oh, I gained 50 pounds, but nobody can really see it, because I couldn't see it, because it crept up on me slowly. But the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is that it can be plain as day to other people. But if we're not paying attention, if we're not self-assessing and we don't see it, we just won't see it. So today's video really taught me about looking inward, because there can be things, blind spots that we are having. Melissa says she just sent an apple. Let me take a look and see. Hey, she sends $10 and says, let's get that total up. You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. However, I also want you all to be able to contribute another day as well when we do another video. So I want you all, I appreciate the giving and the loving feeling and spirit of giving. I also want you all to be able to give on another broadcast, or give when you want to, send in a message, not just, to get the money up. Like if you in your heart is feeling, oh, I want to be in this energetic exchange with Tonya, then by all means, I receive if you want to be in that energetic exchange. But if we just want to get the numbers up just to get the numbers up, I don't want this to be about numbers. I started disclosing how much I was bringing in because people act like, like us as vloggers, like we're just rolling in all of this dough when, sometimes the apples come in and it's really small, very little. But I don't want it to be about the number, because if that's the case, then I won't announce the number. You know what I mean? Because it's really about being in the energetic spirit of giving. You know what I mean? So because I don't want, because you know what I mean, because I don't want it to be a competition with how high we can get the number today in this video. I appreciate everything that everybody is giving, and I love the energy of it. However, I want us to be able to contribute. I don't know. I just don't want it to be about the number. You know what I mean? I just don't want it to be about the number because you all know that I'm doing well financially, so I don't need to do numbers drives. You know what I mean? I'm doing well financially. I do the Cash App so that you all can support the broadcast. And so as long as we're in the spirit of supporting the broadcast, like if there's something that you learned or something that touched you, or you want to send a message through live on air or whatnot, then I'm down for being in that spirit. So that's all I'm saying. I just don't want it to be about a number. You know what I mean? Because our financial issues are never really about a number. It's really about the energy. Because when I shifted my energy, that's when the abundance came. That's when the abundance came. Okay, so Melissa says, you give me more than money can buy, so no worries. I'm able to send, thanks to God. Well, you know what? Listen, and I accept that in the spirit that it's sent in that energy. Absolutely. Like if you tell me, you know what, I've benefited from your videos and this is my contribution to support you in what it is that you have given me so that it's an energetic exchange, then absolutely. I'm all for that. I am all for that. I'm all for that. All right, so listen, I'm going to get out of here because I've been sitting here for 4 hours. And yeah, this is a 4-hour broadcast. I don't know how we did that. I don't know how we were on here for 4 hours because it went by really, really quickly. So for those of you who are at work, half your workday is over. Half your workday is over. So let me send you your hearts, Melissa. Thank you. I appreciate the love. I do. I appreciate it. I'm refreshing to just make sure I have everybody. And it looks like I have everyone. All right. So I will see you all in the next video. And yes, we are blind to ourselves. So I hope that other people can use this as an opportunity to really look at yourself. If you're holding on to a lot of weight like I was, and I did not see it when I was in that body, take note and take your health into your own hands. Okay? All right. Yes, you missed a lot. This was a great